Chat, what the heck were we working on? It has been, oh my god, how many days has it been since we played this? It's been like 5 days once again since we played this, and I don't remember what we were working on. I know we picked all the rocks out of this field, which was great. This was looking good. Okay, we're gonna get caught up here. So we planted, no, we didn't. That's the problem. This isn't planted yet. We took all the rocks out of here and cultivated it. And then over here, what the heck happened over here? There's our big rock pile. We got a new big pile of stones from all of our rocks. And over here, right, this one needs to be seeded and then rolled. We're probably in seeding season. And then over here, I bought this field as well. We did pull the data on this. We surveyed this with precision farming, and this is what it looks like. It's actually insanely suggestive. I feel like I'm not allowed to show that on screen. Anyways, that's a new field. Incredible. And I think it's time to plant. So it is March. Now we do need to put the peas back in the ground, and we're also going to do poppies this year. Now poppies aren't going to go in until a little bit later. The other thing that's going to go in is we're going to try another modded crop. I'm thinking rye. Rye is like a classic Canadian crop, and so I think we'll do rye and see if it's any good. And I'll do that in this field that we're standing on. This will be our little test field. Hi Dexter, welcome in. And Ruscod, welcome in as well. I have an Olympic what, Ruscod? I don't have an Olympic anything. I don't know if you've ever looked at me. Nothing about me is Olympic. I appreciate that though. That's very nice. What if it's not linked to my Twitch? Oh yeah, link your Twitch to your Discord. Usually I only tell people to do that if they win, but it's a good thing to have. It gets you all of a bunch of extra perks in the Discord anyways. You may as well do it if you can. Like I said, you got 5 hours. Yes, that will be required. How in the settings of Discord, is a tab called connections. You just click the Twitch connection in there, and sometimes it's really easy. Like if you're already signed into Twitch on that device, it will literally just do it. Otherwise it might just open a separate window and you're good to go. DG, welcome in. Hunting tractor, not this time. We're gonna play some Call of the Wild a little bit later. They got the new Peru DLC, and so we'll be doing that in a couple of hours here. I want to start with some farm sim though, because otherwise we'd be going until, man, like Tuesday without any farm sim. That's too long. We can't do it. Dan, thank you for the follow. Welcome in on TikTok, dude. I appreciate that. Okay, we need to get some seeding done. Now, I believe we bought a seeder. We did. What? Did we rent that or did we buy that? I think we bought that. That's a drill. I was gonna say it's a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller than the Amazon one. How much smaller than the Amazon one is it? I think I liked it because it's a drill and we could use it for our cover crops, which is fine. I'm just out of curiosity. How much of a sacrifice are we making for that? For that luxury. Cedar. So the Amazon one is 15. Oh, this one's 12. I mean, 3 meters is no small amount, but it's not actually that bad. Okay. We're gonna hook this up. We're gonna go grab some seeds and some fertilizer, and then we're gonna put those peas in on the big field. Hi, Handbrake, welcome in. Are you having buyer's remorse? No, not yet. Not yet. I mean, maybe when we're big, rich, fancy farmers, we will buy an Amazon as well as this one, so we have a drill and we have a big. No, we'll go for the Seed Hawk after this. We'll go for, so we do need to make some upgrades to the tractor. We're a ways off of being able to afford that. But you know what? We're going to skip the Amazon. We're going to run the drill until we can upgrade the tractor to something beefy. And we're going to have to go like 9RX, Steiger 715 kind of size to run that Seed Hawk. But that will be our next major upgrade. And then we'll be running the biggest equipment. So this is good. Like, I'm not going to say this is medium-sized equipment because this genuinely is like massive equipment. But, it's a good intermediary step for us here. Patrick, thanks for the follow on TikTok. Am I on YouTube? No, I'm talking to Twitch chat as well. If you want to watch on Twitch, you can watch there too. Victor, thank you for the heart on TikTok. Welcome in. He's a case quad track with my Seed Hawk. Yeah, we'll see what the prices are like for us at the time. I think that'll be like our biggest factor. Now I want bags or pallets. I probably want bags. What we're gonna go. I'll grab 6 bags of seeds. And we'll grab 6 bags of fert as well. 6 bags of fertilizer. That's expensive. Okay. There we go. It was big money, but you gotta spend money to make money. Hi, and thank you for the thank you for the hydrate, dude. I appreciate that. And hi, welcome in. Jolly, welcome in as well. Jolly, how was your stream yesterday? How was the rest of your stream yesterday? Bot Life, welcome in as well. Good to have you guys. Or the case with the tires, I think it's a mod. It's good for towing power too. The case with the tires. You talking about the old case? Yes, that one is. If you're talking about the same one I'm thinking of. That one is an older model. That's a great tractor as well. This is my equivalent to that tractor. So I use the 1156, the Ford 1156. And it does the same job. Yeah, I know the one you're talking about actually. Holy, this actually does have a lot of capacity for fertilizer. Now peas don't use fertilizer, so I'm just loading this for well, a little early for the rye, but that's totally okay. Then you're good to go, Chance. Norman, thank you for the 145 bits, dude. I appreciate that. Hein, thank you for the 160 bits. I appreciate that as well. I am not picking up more fertilizer. I think we're too far away. Get a little closer here. Also, I don't know what song is going on in my ears right now. Okay. It's such a big setup. It's actually hard to maneuver. Okay. All right, let's do this the right way. Is that a PC mod? No, this is from the Plains and Prairies DLC, which is a really solid DLC. Especially if you like this American and Canadian style farming, then this DLC is perfect. Okay, so that is the rest of the fertilizer. We're good there, and then we'll just fill this up with seeds, and then we can start putting down those peas. Purchase 160 stream streak, not bits. I will take it. What did I say? Bits? I definitely mean stream streak, but I'm warming up. I'm still warming up. I don't know what to tell you. Do I need to link Steam as well? No, you don't. You're all good. You're all good. Okay. Now, let's go get these planted. Now, that's wheat. We don't want to put wheat down. Let's switch this to peas. Perfect. And we will go and we'll go put this in. Thought you played with your dad today? You're a day early. We play with dad tomorrow. Oh, I checked with dad. We will have family game night tomorrow. My mother has just requested that we stop a little earlier because it's Father's Day. So we're gonna do like a Father's Day dinner. So that is the only request from mom, is that we stop stream a little early tomorrow, and then we can do Father's Day stuff. So it may be a slightly shorter stream. I don't know what the timeline on that looks like. I don't know if dad will maybe want to start early. I guess we could look into that as well. I don't really have anything crazy going on tomorrow, but we'll check with dad, see if it's possible. Gamers, thank you for the follow on TikTok. I appreciate that. Pelican, thank you for the 40 stream streak. So that means you started earlier. I'm down. I'm down. We started earlier yesterday, had a great time, and we'll see if it's possible tomorrow. I probably could have done that today too. I don't know why I didn't. I was literally just like lazing around today. I probably could have actually started streaming a little bit earlier. Play Hard Worker. Hard Worker's not out yet. I'll play Hard Worker as soon as it's out. And so it's going to start with a closed play test. And then after the closed play test, I don't know if they'll do a public play test and then maybe a demo, and then the game will come out to early access. Is my guess. But it's not ready to play yet, unfortunately. Okay. Go like this, not AI work. We're gonna go like that. Oh, we're seeding. And we just need to check the rocks because I need this. It's a drill. The drill may pull up slightly larger rocks than we want, but let's see what happens. We'll just run a little test here and see how it goes. I don't know why I'm starting here. I guess I could have started on the edge of the field and then done skip lines, but that is okay. Okay, we're gonna switch that on. And then we'll hop on a line. All right. How big are those rocks, chat? They look like mediums. I think they're smalls. I hope they're small. Because they do look like medium rocks. No, they're small. We're good. We're good. We can keep doing this. We don't have to roll. We don't have to roll and then we would have rolled and then cultivated and then rolled and then seeded and then rolled if those were mediums. So I'm glad we do not have to do that that kind of insanity. Is Farmstead 26 worth buying on mobile? It's okay. I think Farmstead, you said you play Farmstead 22 on your PC. I mean, Farmstead 25 if your PC can run it, but Farmstead 22 is fine. Farmstead 22 is better than Farmstead 26 on, because it's like it's a mobile game. It's a PC game compared to a mobile game. So not really surprising, but yeah, you could probably stick to that. No, we haven't tried cheap car repairs. That's another one that I really want to play. We got a lot of demos to try still. Yes, Nomad Drive, we will absolutely play when it comes out. That one rocked. It just did a lot of things like really well compared to the other games in the genre. Check that out. If you're on PC, check out Nomad Drive. That really was one of our favorite demos yesterday. And then, yeah, that'll be... What line are we trying to... Oh, I might have undershot this. What have I done? Where are we going? Oh, I got a way bigger seeder than I thought I did. Okay, I think I'm still in the mode of the cultivator, where the cultivator is much smaller. Okay, how much space can we actually leave here then? Sorry, let me get good real quick, and then we can leave more like this.
Just resubscribed at tier 1 for 4 months.
That should find the line right there. Archie, thank you for the tier 1 sub for 4 months. I appreciate that. Archie, how you been, dude? That looks
Crazy
like a line.
Canuck 420 just resubscribed at tier 1 for 19 months.
We'll run that.
Glad to be a part of the stream for so long.
Crazy! 19 months is a long time. Crazy, thank you for the tier 1 sub for 19 months. Archie and Crazy, thank you guys for those subs. I appreciate you. Cowboy, thank you for the 60 Stream Freak as well. What game is the giveaway? Hunter, the Call of the Wild is the giveaway for today. That will be at the end of stream. We're going to play the new Hunter Call of the Wild DLC a little bit later, and then I'll give away a copy of the game. And I might, you know what I could tell you? Because I might have... Oh, I don't know what the reward for this drop is. I will, chat. I will. I will not only have a copy of Hunter Call of the Wild to give away, but I will have a copy of the new DLC as well as our reward. So we are set. I'll have a copy of the game. They won't go together because I'll be getting them at different times. We're going to give away Hunter Call of the Wild today. But that's okay because Call of the Wild is on Game Pass and PS Plus. So you would be able to activate it without a without actually owning the game, which is good. Why don't I have show lines on? Because I can drive it without the lines, and I hate the lines on my field. As soon as the lines are like training wheels, as soon as you know generally how the GPS in this game works, turn off the lines. It's quite intuitive. It works exactly how you think, especially on square fields like this. Like, I know where all of my lines are. So even though I'm using GPS, I know exactly where I need to be. And you don't even need to know exactly where you need to be. You need to know approximately where to be. So like, I'm doing skip lines here because of the way this tractor turns. It's just easier to do skip lines. So I'll walk you through how to do this with the lines turned off. And again, I would do this later. Don't do this as a new player. I would do this later. So we'll get to the end of our line here. And then we can leave at least one width of the seeder, less than one width of the seeder at the end here. So that's less than one width. That'll get fixed with the headlands. Now we're doing skip lines. So we're just going to estimate 2 widths of the seeder over in this direction. So that would be about here, and we'll see how good our guess is in a minute. Then when you're facing that direction, you turn the GPS on. A very small correction. We did a really good job. Put the seeder back down, and then we run this line. And then it's just rinse and repeat from there. When we come back around, we'll do the opposite line. So same process, just opposite lines, and then we'll finish up with the headlands, and we'll be done. So once you understand where your lines are, you don't need to have them on the field. Like I said, it's like training wheels to keep them on. What's the best map for Farms 25 in your opinion? Kinlog is the best map that I have played, that I've personally tried. It's fantastic. You can start on any map for start from scratch. Yeah, you don't have to do. I saw that clip going around. Somebody clipped me saying something about starting from scratch. So I've been getting that question a lot. Yeah, any map. It was actually the conversation we had right after that clip, but any map makes a good start from scratch map. You don't have to like worry that much about it. I would say the only thing you probably want to do is make sure the map has some smaller fields as well. I guess there are some very big maps. Those will take you a really long time to get your first field. So as long as there's some smaller fields, smaller properties on the map to buy, it makes a good start from scratch map. You don't have to get too much more complicated than that. There's a keybind to turn GPS lines on and off also. Is there? What is it? No, really? Hold on. That's sick. I need to know what that is. There's a keybind to turn GPS lines on or off? Won't be in vehicle. I mean, it might. I should probably look. Vehicle work. It might be because it might be with other GP. I would imagine it's HUD, but placeable game is where I would put it. Camera, vehicle gearbox, vehicle lights, radio, Nexat, plains and prairies. Lumberjack, precision farming. I don't see. Are you sure about this? Where's the other GPS buttons? Because that's what we'd be looking for. It'll be H. So GPS is H. Sometimes I find it easier to just look for the keybind. And it may be near that setting. H, AI. Oh, that's AI worker. There needs to be a search option for controls. There does. Deactivate left partial widths. Did you see it there? I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. If you find it, let me know. Toggle steering visibility. Did you see it? Toggle steering visibility. You saw it. No way. Toggle steering. Toggle steering. Oh, it's not bound by default. Okay, why don't we call it? What am I gonna remember? The insert key? Yeah, okay. Save controls. That's sick, dude. No way. Oh, I like that. I mean, it's definitely more fun to see if you can do it without, but like sometimes the GPS just does get a little bit funky. And now, oh, that's cool. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to make a video out of that, to be honest with you. That's freaking awesome. Is that available on console or is that PC only? Because, yeah, that rocks. Best website to use for maps? For maps, I would just use the Mod Hub, to be honest with you. Like, the best maps end up on the Mod Hub. It's not easy to get a map on the Mod Hub. It is apparently a pretty difficult process, and the maps do have to meet a certain standard. I think there's probably a lot of junk outside of that. Not that there's no good maps that aren't on the Mod Hub, but I would say most good maps probably do end up on the Mod Hub. Console as well in the whole B menu. That one I know it's in a menu, so that's how I usually do it. The keybind is sick though. That was really cool. No, I know you could turn them off on console, it's just in the menu. The quick keybind is pretty much the coolest part of that. Well, I gotta work around my beehive here. Does help the peas grow better, but I did put it in kind of a rough spot. I don't really have a lot of good place to put beehives around here, so it ended up being in a weird spot. Okay. You have a question? What's your question, John? That's not on Mod Hub. Really enjoying it. Which one? Judith Plains? I hear a lot about Judith Plains. Judith Plains isn't on Mod Hub? I hear about that map all the time. What are you talking about? If Judith Plains is not on Mod Hub, it is by far the most popular non-Mod Hub map, because I hear about that map all the time, dude. Who is Oliver Tree and why is everybody posting rest in peace? Oliver Tree was a musician that blew up on TikTok. Just kind of when TikTok really took off. He kind of blew up with TikTok, to be honest with you. He made like really catchy, almost like meme music, like jokey music, but it actually like, it sounded great. Sounds great. The music still sounds great. And so he really took off, and then I think a couple of years ago he moved to Brazil or South America. I don't know where exactly. I just assumed Brazil, and started doing stuff there and touring the world and really took off. And then he died in a helicopter crash just last week, I think, with there's another South American YouTuber that he was flying with, and 2 helicopters collided, and yeah, he died. He back when I first got on TikTok, he was all over the place. I hadn't really heard much about him lately. I didn't know he got as famous as he did. I was very impressed to see that he was like doing world tour and playing in stadiums and stuff like that. But yeah, he just recently died. Give his music a listen. You may like it, you might not. It's kind of I mean, all music is subjective, but it's very TikTok-y music, very Gen Z music, I would say. And I like it, but see if you like it. See if you like it. He and Swaco had a fake TikTok beef for a while where they two together. Oh my God, I forgot about Swaco. Swaco's another like TikTok musician. He really changed lanes though. He used to make the same kind of like jokey music, and then he went kind of like alt pop rock, and really good. I didn't really like his music before, and then some of his more recent stuff, he went a little darker, and he's got a knack for it, that's for sure. Yeah, he's still alive. As far as I know, he's still alive. But yeah, that guy's good as well. Nip and Jay, thanks for the follows on TikTok, guys. I appreciate that. What do I do if I get bored quickly? Start from scratch. Play hardcore. Play hardcore farm sim. If you are like getting bored of farm sim quickly and still wanting more, you are the kind of person that wants to play hardcore farm sim. As you may not have thought that you were up until that point, but I promise you, if you are getting bored of this game very quickly and your playthroughs aren't lasting very long, I promise you are a hardcore player. And this game isn't that hard. There's a lot to learn in this game, but it's not objectively hard in the way like Dark Souls is. It's not mechanically hard. You just have to know the stuff, and then you're good to go. So hardcore farm sim is easier than you think it is, and you seem like the kind of person that would enjoy it, to be honest with you. What map is good for starting from scratch? They're all good for starting from scratch. They're all good. Buy some old school mods, play with no money. Yeah, the old school mods, it's not quite required, I would say. You can have that experience in the base game, but if you are playing start from scratch, old school tractor mods really change the progression of the game in a positive way. Like they really let you start off with less. That very rewarding way to play the game. You have to be a little careful because some are a little overpowered, like the pricing is a little overpowered. But it's not a big deal. It'll impact your like first and second tractor maybe, and that's it. And then you'll be off doing stuff like this in no time. We're about 70 hours into this playthrough now. And this is an old tractor. It's a cheap tractor and it doesn't have a PTO, but this kind of let us bridge the gap into big boy farming here. Big good, Shmuel. How are you? He was a rapper for a long time, made the same switch MGK did, but much better. I agree with that. Yeah, I don't think MGK ever really left his old music behind. You're right. Swaco definitely went the MGK pipeline. I would agree that he did it more effectively. Well, not more effectively, because MGK is still big. But yeah, he kind of got into the alt scene. I will also say I like MGK better now than I did for any of his previous stuff, though. Yeah, you're right about that. It's a hot day in England today. So what, 15 degrees Celsius or 15 degrees and the sun is shining? Oh, let me guess, 22. I feel like 22 degrees is when the Brits start. 25. I was gonna say I feel like 22 degrees is when the Brits start complaining that it's too hot out. 25 is not a hot day. It's not a hot day. 25 is a little above room temperature, dude. Oh my, I love it. I love it. It's so good. And then they go the other way with that too. They'll be like, it's freezing in the UK today. And I'll be like, it's freezing. How cold is it? They'll be like, it's 2 degrees Celsius. And the water's almost frozen. Oh my God. You guys are pretty lucky. I will say the weather in the UK does actually sound like my dream. It's always in kind of my perfect range of weather. I'm making fun of you out of jealousy. I want you guys to know that. If you're in the UK and you ever hear me making fun of you guys for the way you talk about the weather, it is entirely out of jealousy. Your weather is always in like the golden range for how I like it. And I'm just mad that I'm out here swapping between plus 45 degrees Celsius and negative 40 degrees Celsius because Alberta is horrible for the weather, to be honest with you. Our normal hot day is 36 to 40 degrees Celsius. It is. It's here. That's like anything above 30 is when people will start complaining. 35 is a hot day. Like that's starting to get into hot territory. Hottest I've ever experienced here was 48 degrees Celsius. Still don't know what to tell the Americans. I don't know how hot that is. 25 is hot. 25 is not hot. 25 is warm. 25 is a warm day, dude. We're hitting 35C next week. We, as in Alberta? Gross. I'm not ready for it. You know what though? I just want the wind to go away. We've had wind for like a month straight. The weather and the temperatures have been fine. They've been nice. But it's been so windy, you can't really enjoy it. So I'll take the 35. I'll shut up about it. If the wind could go away, I'll be happy. You'd like some rain, dude. We've been getting rain like crazy over here. You guys need rain for the forest fires though. We've been lucky with that one, honestly. 30 is hot with rain. Yeah, okay. Like for the average person who lives indoors and works indoors, 30 is a hot day. If you're like a roofer or a landscaper, the context kind of changes. Yeah, you're correct about that. Adam and Milan Van, thank you for the follows on TikTok, guys. I appreciate that. Sigurd on TikTok, I have answered your question like 3 times at this point. I don't know how else to tell you. Do you play with people? Sometimes, not in this save though. Leo, thank you for the follow on TikTok as well. What temp do you turn your seat fans on? They're always on, to be honest with you. I am a very warm person. So the temperature in my apartment, especially while I'm streaming, I'm actually gonna turn the seat fans on right now. Thank you for the reminder. Especially when I'm streaming, is about 18 degrees Celsius. Got the air conditioning running. I have a fan over there that's also blowing air on me. And then I've got in this seat, there are 6 cooling fans that cycle air through the seat as well. And that's just barely enough to keep me alive. So I was sick earlier this week, and I was sick because I had a flare-up of a condition that I have. But part of that condition is my body has no way to regulate its temperature. It always basically just runs at the same temperature, which is hot. And so I basically entirely rely on my surroundings to like manage my body temperature. And if I don't, I pass out. It's terrible. It's a horrible thing to have because like if I'm in a building that's just hot, there's nothing I can do about it. It's miserable. I immediately feel, you know, when you have the flu and the room starts spinning and you feel like you're going to throw up, it's that. And I sweat like profusely. It's a horrible experience, to be honest with you. I don't know why the GPS made that sound, but it's still okay. This sweater, it's not really a sweater. This is a shirt. It's a long sleeve shirt, but it's not really a sweater. I know looking at it, you would think I'm baking in this thing, but this one is actually really nice. If you ever see me wearing a sweater, it's because it's not really a sweater. It's it's something a little looser. Like sometimes you'll see me wear knit sweaters. I actually like those because they're very breathable. So like it looks like a sweater, but there's holes in it. And so the air passes through really nice, which is lovely. That's crazy. I'm hot nature, but that's a whole new ballgame. Yeah, I hate it. I would rather have anything else, to be honest with you. But I've had it since I was a kid. You kind of learn to figure it out, you know? I went to a rave run club yesterday in Calgary. It was fun. What's a rave? Like it's like a rave and a run at the same time? That would keep me going. I could run for that. I could do that. When do you play Call of the Wild? A couple hours from now. You got some time for Call of the Wild, John. You got a little bit here. I work at kennels with over 25 dogs. You gotta walk each of them separately, so it's like 15. It feels like 30. That's brutal. That's brutal. Yeah, I couldn't do that. I gotta pick jobs where I'm like air conditioned, dude. Instagram is Rave Run Calgary if you want to check them out. I might. That sounds pretty cool. Whereabouts do they run? Like downtown River Valley kind of area? I don't know where the running areas are in Calgary. I'm still pretty new here, but start at Peace Bridge. Oh, okay. I just used the treadmill. It's good enough. Good enough for me, but that I feel like I could push myself a little harder. If you got to rave and run, dude, that'd be awesome. Okay. Line this up. There we go. Need some tips. I can't stay on farm sim for more than like 2 to 3 hours until I get bored. Any tips? You know what? I've already answered this question today, so I won't take up too much more time with it. There's a clip going around of me right now answering that question. If you just look up, I don't know, clip of Sparx or Sparx clips or something like that, you should see it in there. There's a few of them of me answering that question the other day, actually. So take a look at that. Then if you have any more questions, let me know. I made a video on it as well. I guess I made a video on this account too, answering that question. You could grab it from there. It's a little more like a little more structured and stuff like that. Basted, thank you for the 155 stream streak, dude. That is crazy. We're almost done planting this field, and then we're gonna roll it with the massive roller, which I don't have a place to store. I think we're gonna have to give that one back because I don't know where the heck I would put that thing. Okay, we are gonna take this one a little steeper. Takes a little longer, and we get some weird sideways slip when we do it, but let's try that. Yeah, that wasn't so bad. But that was good. I go out to the right a little bit more when we do that button hook turn, whatever you want to call it. Which tractor brand is most popular in your area? I don't know statistically, so I can only speak in terms of like my personal experience. I would say probably John Deere is #1 in these parts. We've got a lot of needs for really, really large tractors here in Alberta. You see a lot of 9RXs, and you see a lot of quad tracks, and you see a lot. New Holland has one as well. It's basically a quad track. It actually, I'm pretty sure it is a quad track. And a lot of New Hollands. Those are probably the big three around here. I do see the occasional Kloss. There's a Kloss dealership in Red Deer. That must be doing pretty good, because I do see some of the larger Kloss models. Like I've seen some Zerions. I'll show you. Most of the tractors that we use here in Alberta are in this game. So we see a lot of these guys, these 9RXs. You'll see these on the road all over the place. You do see these 715s as well, probably closer to this config here. I do see the John Deere's more, but you do see a few of these. And then there's a New Holland one, which might not be in the game. Or can you rebrand this? It's basically this branded as a New Holland, but I guess that one's not on the game. You can probably find a mod. And then this is the Zerion 12. I've actually never seen a tracked Zerion here. I've seen wheeled Zerions. So like the 5000, not this 12. But I'm sure we'll see one of these at some point. I've actually never seen one of these in person. It's kind of stubby. I like it. It looks a little more space friendly than something like that. What's the horsepower? 653. A little less horsepower than the bigger ones, but I like how small it is. You don't see a lot of Fendt. There actually is a Fendt dealership here. I don't see a lot of Fendt in the fields, to be honest with you. I couldn't tell you what their sales are like out this way, but that's a little bit more of a rare spot, honestly. Those are the Europeans that like those ones a little more. What's your favorite brand? I don't have a favorite brand. I genuinely do not care about brands when it comes to virtually anything in my life. Like if I have a product that I like and it's reliable, I will keep buying that product. But I'd switch up on a brand the day cause me any annoyance, to be honest with you. I'm not a brand. I'm not a brand guy. If your brand makes good products, I'll buy them, but I don't have any brand loyalty, that's for sure. Daryl, thank you for the follow. Scotty, thank you for the follows on TikTok, guys. Appreciate that. Welcome in. They use those up in the GP area. What, the fence? You see a lot of fence up there? That's actually more surprising. Fence are expensive, so like I think you'd see them more with like the really, really industrial setups, if anything. But even then, most of the farmers around here are diehard John Deere guys. So I would be surprised to see a large amount of fence. When I lived in Alberta, the town I lived in had a New Holland dealership. Yeah, a lot of New Holland. New Holland is case. So you'll see them like just kind of side by side all the time. And a lot of their tractors are just like refitted, not refitted, but like rebranded case tractors. We do see a lot of blue out here. A lot of blue. It's funny because I talk about New Holland blue and people like some people in other countries are like New Holland blue. New Holland is yellow. But here you see a lot more blue New Hollands. I think their harvesting equipment is yellow still here, but all of their tractors are blue. I've never seen a yellow New Holland tractor from the last 20 years. Fence are like spaceships. Fence are like the BMWs of tractors in more ways than one. But including the way that they're a little bit of a pain to own here, I think. Because I don't think the parts are as available as if you bought something like a New Holland, which is manufactured in the US or here. John Deere, which is manufactured, well, primarily in Mexico now, I think. But those are still easier to get to than Fendt parts, you know? John Deere is a great company due to their service side of things. Having dealt with them both farming and logging side, they're awesome when it comes to servicing equipment. That's a hot take. That's a hot take. I'm not going to lie. I'm sure they're a good company to deal with, but they've had some bad PR around their service lately. And like, I'm sure the company is great in terms of the quality of their service, because they handle all their own service. But they're a little on the anti-consumer side of things. They're pulling an Apple right now, and they're being kind of crappy about it, which makes it expensive for a lot of farmers. Expensive, and then when they send in their stuff for repairs, 'cause you're not supposed to repair it on your own. People say their tractor's out of commission for weeks at a time. So not great to hear, but see how they handle it, I guess. All the parts are really expensive to buy. For what, Fendt or John Deere? All of them. So I want to make an irrigation mod on this game. I've never got far into it before I get distracted with another game or project. That's fair. That's fair. No, irrigation would be sick. I hope they bring irrigation to the game or to precision farming at some point. I think that would be great. I think if irrigation comes to this game, it's going into precision farming. I would be very surprised to see any major irrigation mechanics being added to base game. Or if anything, some very, very minor irrigation mechanics in base game, and then an expansion on that system in precision farming is what I would expect. Because irrigation is, you know, a lot more complex than just make sure the plants have water. And I'd want them to do it right. I wouldn't want it to be too simple. I'd want to see it done correctly, you know. I'd also wonder if it would get locked into a particular map. Just because I don't think the game will be easy to retrofit with irrigation. I think the map would have to be compatible with irrigation. What possible line are you taking? Oh no, that's good. That's good. Man, this tractor needs a wash, dude. Okay, it had a weird adjustment, but it is playing nice with me here. Kate, thanks for the follow on TikTok. Appreciate that. The map is Nadenthal for those asking. Do you see that farm operation on Clarkson's farm? The guy had such a cool farm, so many fans. That was a cool episode. Yeah, so the in-game precision farming mod is based off of that basically, and it was really cool to see it represented in Clarkson's farm. And then I was really surprised to see him actually use it on his farm. That was honestly more surprising than seeing it. I thought I thought he'd be kind of old fashioned, but I guess I always forget this is Jeremy Clarkson. I think of him as a farmer, but like he's the car guy. He is a technology guy at the end of the day, but you wouldn't think of it looking at him. He doesn't strike you as a technology guy. But he's been reviewing the newest and greatest cars for, I don't know, 30 years. Maybe it's not surprising that he's trying stuff like that on his farm, you know? Yeah, I did hear he got cancer as well. Seems to be not too what's the word, bleak looking, I guess, but we'll hopefully he's doing okay. Blake, thanks for the follow on TikTok. I appreciate that. I thought you weren't allowed to use GPS in this playthrough. We were only allowed to use GPS once our tractors actually had it. So we started with some really crappy tractors, like really old crappy tractors. And now that our tractors actually have GPS like receivers, there's one on the seeder too. We're allowed to use GPS. So that was our rule. The tractor had to have it. I actually liked it because those little tractors don't really play nice with GPS anyways. So I liked having the challenge of it, and it also made me upgrade my tractor sooner. Like I spent a little more money upgrading the tractor because I wanted to unlock GPS, which is something you would do in real life, right? Like you'd shell out a little extra for the luxury of GPS. And then we've also been sticking all sorts of precision farming bits onto our implements as well, so that it's running basically the precision stuff, so we can spot spray weeds, our nitrogen levels. So this tractor actually reads the nitrogen levels in the soil, and then the seeder applies more precise fertilizer based on that. We have the sampler that we use. We run that across the field just to map the field as well. It's a pretty good setup, honestly. I'm liking precision farming. I'm not going to say I wish I started it sooner, because I think I got what I wanted to get out of base game. And I think we're getting into precision farming at the right time. Like, precision farming was more fun to do after learning a lot about the game. Like, after learning how to do everything base game and then seeing the differences that precision farming brings. That was a good experience. I really like that. Can you have Austin Farmer's phone number? No, I think he would kill me if I gave out his phone number. Precision farming is overwhelming if you're new. I think that's fair, but I think that's what's nice about it, right? Like once you're a veteran player and you've been playing for years and you know every facet of this game, precision farming lets you learn it all again, and you feel how you felt when you first started learning farm sim, which is an incredible feeling. And the fact that in this game you get to do that twice. Most games you have that experience once. You learn everything once, you have that excitement one time, and then that's it. The fact that precision farming is in this game lets you have that experience twice in the same game, which is cool. And it also brings me to a realization that I wish more games did something like precision farming. And now, I don't mean I wish there was farming in every game, but I wish games that were a little less hardcore, games that catered a little more to the casual side, but had the potential to be more of a simulator, I wish they would do more like precision farming. So let's say you have Kerbal Space Program, for example, notoriously difficult game, but it is a simcade game at the end of the day. I wish there was an official mod that added in more simulator features to the game. Or Forza, for example, like, and it's never going to happen with Forza. It's kind of a weird example because this isn't what Forza is supposed to be. But imagine if in Forza, you could have the default Forza arcade experience, but then the devs also, I don't know, had a mode where it put in the Forza Motorsport mechanics and physics, a lot less forgiving, right? Still like simcade, but less forgiving. Or even went all the way and could turn it into a sim. I think that would be great. iRacing has kind of gone the other way. They've got iRacing, which is a simulator, but then they've got iRacing Arcade, which like goes the other way, which I like. I like that more games are catering to more types of players, I guess. Farm Sim Advanced Mode. Yeah, exactly. Okay, we're going to run this roller. It's only going to take like 3 passes on this ridiculous machine, but we'll see. Forza with tire temps, engine temps, etc. Keeping all that science behind the drive. It's in there. I don't know if you knew this. Forza actually does have tire temps, engine temps, tire, like full tire pressure simulation, suspension travel. Like that is actually all in Forza, but it's arcadified. It's very forgiving. So like most players do not know that there are tire temps in Forza, but it will impact your game. You can, well, not, you know, not in like full arcade mode, all assists on. You're not going to have that problem. Hold on. I'm just going to ban this spammer in TikTok here real quick. You know, most players who play Forza play it with at least some assists on. And if you have any sort of stability assist, traction control specifically, you're never going to need to worry about tire temps. But I do respect that Forza lets you get into that stuff. It will let you access the tire temps. Press T if you're playing Forza, by the way. It'll bring it up. And then if you play without the assists, they are actually like a factor in the game, which is lovely. It swings out so fast. It's so goofy. Ben, thank you for the follow on TikTok. I appreciate that. I play on PC. Yes. Yeah. I probably don't. I'll set up the GPS, but I probably don't actually need GPS for this, since it is such a massive implement here. I know American Truck Sim has so many simulator options. That's another really good example. Yes, American and Euro Truck Simulator. By default, those are relatively arcade trucking games, to be honest with you. I would even, especially if you're playing mouse and keyboard, they're fully arcade trucking games. If you just dig into the settings on American Truck Sim, there is a full-blown simulator in that game, but you need to coax it out of the game a little bit there. I made a video. It's just arguably one of the best performing videos I've ever done outside of that Doritos thing. I made a video showing people basically how to turn American Truck Sim into a simulator, or what settings to change to make it more like a simulator. You could argue all day about what the exact right setting is on which truck to make it a perfect simulator and all that. But I released a video saying these are the settings you need to change to basically take the game out of arcade mode. And it pissed some people off, dude. They were so mad at this. I think the problem might have been that a lot of people were playing American Truck Sim thinking it was a sim, feeling like they were really, really good at the game. And then all of a sudden I come along and I go, hey, you've been playing an arcade game this whole time. Here's how to make it an actual simulator. And clearly some egos were hurt in that process, because a lot of people were like, no, this isn't realistic at all. This isn't right. This is actually too difficult, and real trucks are easier to drive than this. And a lot of people really fell apart in those comments, unfortunately. But yeah, if you want the real simulator experience in American Truck Sim, there are a lot of settings you can change. Dude, those settings changes were dope. The game changed for me entirely when I did, though. Like, you can't just hold the pedal and rip it down the interstate at 180 miles an hour anymore. You can, but it usually doesn't end very well. It actually forces you to learn to drive. And yeah, it was great, dude. Because like people, and the one that people would always call out is the stability, the trailer and truck stability, because they liked being able to take their on and off ramps at 80 miles an hour. And in the base game, you virtually can. When you turn the stability down on the truck and the trailer, you have to take them like below the recommended speed, just like a real truck. You have to take it below the recommended speed for the cars, right? And people were furious about that. And that specifically, I don't know what it was. I think they just felt like they couldn't do it, or they just had to change their driving style so much. I don't know what it was, dude. The internet's a crazy place. If you ever want a fun ride, go read the Facebook comments for that post. I reposted it on Facebook, maybe to wind up the internet a little bit, but I reposted it on Facebook a couple of weeks ago. And the comments are incredible. There's still people. I get like notifications every day of people fighting in those comments. It's actually insane. Between air braking and shifting, I got the Hori wheel, and holy crap, so many buttons. Yeah, you can actually use all those buttons, right? Like, you got these sim setups with 1,000 buttons on it. Default American truck, you need like 5 of them. When you start doing everything, you get to use the gear that you bought. It's so good, dude. I think some people like, I don't know. a lot of people like to think that they're playing the game in the hardest mode because it makes them feel cool. And maybe, sure, maybe it is cool to play games as in the hardest mode, in the most hardcore mode. But I think when people find out that that's not what they've been doing and they've been playing arcade this whole time, it just, I don't know, it hurts them in some weird way, and I don't really know why, honestly. I don't know how to drive manual. I had a few moments where I had people face palming at me. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, because it lets you stall the truck too if you don't do it just right. We need some active clutches. There's more companies making active brake pedals right now. So what an active brake pedal is, for those of you who have driven a car, especially on gravel or snow or ice, have you ever been hitting the brake and you can feel the road through the brake because the wheels start to slip? You're on a rough terrain, like the braking is inconsistent. You'll go, you'll push the brake pedal and the brakes will catch, and then they'll slip and then they'll catch. So you get a lot of feedback on how effective your braking is through the brake pedal. Up until now, it's just been a little spring in the brakes and hope for the best. Read the other signs, listen to the car, just read your travel, stuff like that. But there's companies making active brake pedals now, which actually give you that feedback. So if you're driving on gravel and you lock your brakes, you now feel it in the brakes. If you're having some inconsistent braking and locking and slipping and locking and slipping, you'll feel that in the brake pedal. They're lovely. I tried one in Chicago last year, and then I drove a sim rig with a company here in Calgary just a couple of weeks ago with an active brake pedal as well. Those things rock. I don't want to feel that cost. You'll feel it in the brake pedal and your wallet. However, it is cool. Now, that being said, you're not going to use that on Farm Sim. I don't even know if it would work with American or Euro Truck. It might. That would be probably best for people practicing for real life racing, or somebody going for the most realistic maybe build in their racing. Active clutch would be I think active clutch is the next step. I think my money's on Moza for the active clutch, and the reason mine's on Moza is because they released a shifter called the AB9. The AB9 is a gear shifter with force feedback, so you feel the gears bite in the 6-speed. Oh shoot, I forgot I'm actually in manual. You actually feel the gears bite or grind on the gear shifter, so they've already got that kind of figured out. I think it'll be really easy for them to throw that into like a clutch, and I think they've got an active brake as well. So quick reformat and retune, some calibration, boom, it's a clutch, right? AB shakes an ATS now with the engine revs. That's sick. That's sick. I gotta take mine out of storage at some point. You want to feel the gears grinding? So I product tested the AB9. So the AB9 is a force feedback flight. It's actually a flight joystick. So it was designed so that when you're flying an airplane, you have force feedback. You can feel the air over the ailerons and stuff like that. Really cool piece of gear. And then when they started testing it as a shifter, they sent me one. It's in that room over there. They sent me one, and I was one of the product testers when they were building it. This was a couple of years back, but when they were actually designing it, it wasn't good at the start. I will say I sent in a lot of feedback on that one at the time. It was very sloppy. It was very mushy. But I've seen a lot of people saying that it has improved massively. Now, that being said, I don't know if you've ever looked at the price of an AB9. They're not cheap at all. They're extremely expensive. I think for flight, that cost would be worth it. Whether that's worth it, to get a little bit of extra feedback in your shifter, I don't know about that. It's a pricey piece of gear, to be honest with you. We're talking like nearly $1,000 for a shifter, when the average shifter is $80 to $300. That is a massive cost, and it doesn't work in every game either. Like you can put it in a mode where it does work in almost every game, but the feedback doesn't work in every game, which is So the AB6 now, that's almost half the price. That's probably better because it doesn't need 9 Newton meters of torque probably to pull that off. That's probably more for the flight guys. Yeah, curious to see if they downscale that tech, and if anybody else picks it up as well. Like Fanatec, I haven't heard from in a while. it'll be up to Thrustmaster, I think, to make it cheap. That's always what I'm waiting for, is like whatever new technology like hits the sim racing community, I guess, whatever you want to call it. It's usually Thrustmaster that takes it and drives the cost down, which be cool to see for something like an active brake or a shifter, stuff like that, which should be great. I paid the $500 for the AB9 about a week after Sparx made a video about it. Did you actually? No way. Really? After my first video? Because I didn't talk super highly of it at the time, but yeah, it probably paid off for you now as they kept working on it. The Thrustmaster 5Nm model costs pretty much the same as a Moza R5 these days. So that's what I use. I would call this, that's this one. That's the one you're looking at right here. I would call this the equivalent to the R3. Not the R5. This was not designed to be competitive with the R5. This was designed to be competitive with the R3 for console players. So this is 5 Nm of torque for PlayStation, Xbox. PC has a lot of options, so it's already kind of full, but console players only have 3 Nm of direct drive, unless you want to shell out for a Fanatec. This is their best option. The R5, I would say, probably outclasses this wheel in a few ways. When you compare apples to apples on PC, but for console, that's where this one would shine. Yeah, I like it on PC. It is good, but we have a lot more options on PC that we've tested here in this studio. But I would say for console players, this is like top of the radar for sure. Hi, Fireman. How's it going? Replica, welcome in. Thank you for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate that. Welcome in. I remember I do programming. The fact that they were trying absolutely meant it was going to get better. Yeah, I think you're right about that, Money. And I think like back when Moza first started releasing stuff, people were anti-Moza like crazy. Just because they were so new, nobody knew anything about them. People were kind of nervous about Moza products. But they've kept it up. They've stayed reliable over that time. Camus, I don't know where Camus is gone. I don't know if they're still doing stuff. I haven't heard a lot from Camus lately, but I think that's kind of where people thought Moza was going to go. But they've kept it up. They're one of the better brands out there for sure. Kian, thank you for the follow on TikTok. I appreciate that. Call of the Wild mentioned. Yes, we're going to play some Call of the Wild a little bit later. Astro, what time is it? Yeah, we got some time still to Call of the Wild. But we are going to do some Call of the Wild today. We are giving away a copy of Hunter Call of the Wild and a copy of the new Peru DLC for Call of the Wild. If you would like to win it, come watch on Twitch. I'm not allowed to do giveaways on TikTok. So we've got a while until that's happening, but go follow on Twitch. Make sure you make an account so you can talk in the chat. And then you will be eligible to win a copy of Call of the Wild today and a copy of the Peru DLC Tuesday, I think. I think maybe we'll do that. We'll do that one Tuesday, maybe. The game is also on Game Pass and PS Plus, so you can get the DLC. DLC is about $10, and we'll see if it's any good later. There is family game night tomorrow as well. It just might be a shorter stream for Father's Day. So you'll see us here. I will talk to Dad about maybe starting early. And so keep an ear out, turn your notifications on, keep an ear out for an earlier stream. I would like to do that. Just start an hour earlier and go for the same amount of time, but we'll see. Well, I want to start a project. I want to do a project on Out of Ore with Dad. I want to build a power plant that will never need to change. Like, well, because right now we're just like on Out of Ore, we've got our mine. We're just scattering power solutions all over the place. It looks terrible, and it's a nightmare of wiring. So I kind of want to tomorrow flatten out a big area and build like the ultimate power grid. I think that would be so sick. It also would let me learn the power grid as well, which I still really need to do because I haven't done it yet. So we'll see. Okay, we're gonna move this. We're gonna move this over and put this away for now, and then we're gonna skip some time because we have to go plant the poppies here. Fog, thank you for the follow on TikTok. I appreciate that. Since what farm sim have you been playing? 2012 was my first farm sim. It was a mobile game, but it was the one that originally got me into the concept. Dylan, thank you for the follow. Alpha Blue, thank you for the follow. Also, Lenny, thank you for the heart. Wesley and Chris and Victor, thank you for the hearts on TikTok as well, guys. I appreciate that. I do not know why your farm sim 25 keeps crashing. there could be 1,001 reasons for that to happen. Yeah, I've got the Moza trucking set as well. I've never used their AB9 for flight, but I am okay. Chat, every night, if you were friends with me on Steam, you've seen this, or if you're in our Discord, you've probably seen me doing this too. Nearly every night for the past week, I have been playing 3 to 5 hours of Arma 3. Because I'm learning to fly a helicopter. And there's a scenario in Arma. There's actually a handful of scenarios in Arma where you can fly different types of helicopters in different situations, but it's also like a strategy game at the same time. So it's a helicopter simulator built on top of a map strategy game, and you do like combat missions, you do logistics, you do troop transport. It's just a really cool scenario that they've put together. And I'm addicted to it at the moment. I will, once I learn how to play a little bit more, I may stream some helicopter stuff. Flight sims can be kind of boring because you're not looking at very much, to be totally honest with you. Like you're looking at the cab of a helicopter most of the time, and it's kind of hard to see what's going on. And there's a lot of downtime where we're just flying and not like doing something active, but when I get good, I'll be a little bit faster, because right now it takes me probably 5 minutes just to hover and load a cargo container into a Chinook right now, or sling it under the bottom of a Chinook right now, which is embarrassing and it's boring to watch. But when I get a little bit better at hovering, I will, I'll maybe play it on stream. I love, dude, I've been playing Arma since, oh my God, since I was a kid, since I was a teenager. And it always brings me back, dude. It always brings me back. All right, so that is, we can just put this away for the night real quick. And I think I might bring all of our seeds and stuff over here real quick as well. Where's our, oh, our thing's over there. Okay. We're gonna go like this. And we're gonna go load up those seeds and stuff, and we're just gonna bring them here and organize them real quick. Yeah, dude, I don't want to put in the work to do it. I love playing Arma. I love playing like semi-RP Arma, like not super cringe RP, but like taking it kind of serious. And it's hard to find groups of people that want to do it, but it's definitely a multiplayer game. If I could just fly a helicopter for people all day, I 100% would. But I don't want to join like a clan. Okay, we're gonna get those. I don't want to join like a clan and stuff like that and do all the work required for that. It's so much to get into. I felt the same way about GTA RP too. It's just so much to do anything. You can't just sit down and play it, you know? Arma 3 for me is the best, one of the best Armas. I mean, Arma 3 is definitely one of the best Armas. A lot of people don't like that all of the vehicles are all futuristic because they like the real things, which I totally get, but I think Arma 3 is my favorite so far. But I haven't tried the other one. I haven't tried Arma Reforger. I just bought it because it just went on sale. Oh, Arma's on sale right now. And so if you want to pick up DLC, get it. I bought Reforger on this sale, and I'm gonna have to see if it's any good. There, I do see that there's helicopter flying, but it seems very arcadey, and I don't know if it's because I'm just watching people play arcade Arma Reforger, or if it is more arcadey. I like the sim stuff. I turn on like the advanced helicopter physics and stuff like that. It's obviously harder, but I feel like I'm actually learning something because the basic ones are so simple that like it's not as fun, you know. And I'll play Arma Reforger at some point and see if it's any good. I mean, I know it's good. I say it like see if it's any good as if everyone hasn't already established that it's a good game. I'll see if I like it is what I guess what I really mean to say. All right, let's bring some fertilizer back to the house. Get all of our junk out of here. Drop my controller here. Willem, thank you for the follow on TikTok. I appreciate that. Welcome in. Okay, I don't know if I can grab 3. I don't know if we got the weight to grab. Oh, I don't know if I've got the weight to grab 3, but we're gonna try it. They significantly simplified flight in Arma Reforger. That's not what I wanted, but that's okay. It was meant, and you know what? It did a good job because it got more people into the Arma series. Like the people who wanted a real combat sim were already playing Arma. I think what they had to do is go after like the Hell Let Loose crowd and stuff like that. The squad crowd, kind of that simcade, that military simcade crowd. And Arma Reforger definitely did do that. So I think it was a net positive. Even for more hardcore players, I think Reforger was a net positive for the Arma community, honestly. Yeah, once I get bored of this helicopter scenario, I'll probably try Arma Reforger and see how it is. I mean, I can play with more arcade physics too, even with the sim gear. It's still fun. It's like playing Forza, right? I always thought I would hate Forza because it's not a racing sim. And then I loved it. I loved how casual it was, and I had a great time. I think I could probably have that in Arma Reforger as well. Not a stream game for me. I don't know what streaming that game would look like. Honestly, I think if anything, Arma is a YouTube game where you can actually edit it and do stuff like that, because there's a lot of downtime in Arma. It's definitely like the downtime is part of the experience, if that makes sense, but I don't know if that makes it a very good stream game at all. Have you played DayZ? So yeah, I played a few thousand hours of the original DayZ, the DayZ mod for Arma 2 Operation Arrowhead, and loved it. And then I still have never gotten into the DayZ standalone. It still feels worse than DayZ mod, and I just can't do it. You know, 10 years, 15 years now after the OG DayZ. 20 years, we're close to 20 years over the original DayZ, and 10 years since the standalone came out. I was just expecting better. I wanted standalone to revolutionize DayZ, and it didn't. It just did DayZ worse. Has taken 10 years to build, and it's just now catching up with DayZ mod, and it's still not what I'm looking for. Like, I'd still rather play mod than standalone. But it's okay. It's not a bad game. Like, DayZ is still a really interesting game. It's just after putting thousands of hours in, unless there was some new experience for me to have, I don't think I could put in more time than that. Holy, there's not enough weight on the back of the tractor. Maybe in 30 more years, it'll be what you're looking for. I think so. But also there's all these games that have come out in the meantime that are like doing better than DayZ. You know, they're doing better than DayZ standalone. I mean, we've got that one that Austin's really excited for, Artem. Artem looks like it's gonna be DayZ but better. Art style aside, Project Zomboid is DayZ but better. We've got all of these games that just, I think, are doing the genre better than DayZ. They've kind of fallen behind, in my opinion. All right, that is all over here. I'm not gonna bring all that. Oh, am I? I should be good and bring all my lime over, shouldn't I? Won't take long. I might upgrade this weight in the meantime, but let's go grab a couple pallets of lime and see how it goes. More what? Willem, thanks for the follows on TikTok. I appreciate that. How many hours on Farm Sim? Disgusting amount at this point. I'm probably total. I'm probably 4,000 hours in debt in Farm Sim, just in general. Just in Farm Sim 25. We're getting close to 2,000. I put 2,000 into Farm Sim 22, and I don't even include the Farm Sim I played as like a kid. I couldn't tell you, hundreds and hundreds of hours into that as well. Yeah, it's bad, dude. I like this game a little much. Will you stream GTA 6? So I was thinking about this. I was thinking about this yesterday because we were talking about GTA 6 on stream. I'm gonna have to stream a little bit of GTA 6. Now, am I going to become a GTA 6 streamer? No, that's not what I want to do. I make simulator content. I do simulators. I'll sometimes play other games for fun. GTA will not become my new main content. But I think when it comes out, putting a couple of days into it would be a lot of fun, honestly. I think people will get sick of it pretty quick, though. Like, I think it'll come out. I think every single streamer and their mom and their dog will be streaming that game. And so, like, I think there will be some value into not streaming GTA 6 because people will be so sick of it very quickly after it releases. But I would still like to play it for a couple of days on release and see if it's any good. Only because I really like GTA 5. I played a lot of that game, and it's still one of my favorite games of all time. So I feel like a duty to play a little bit of it, you know. GTA 6 is the crime simulator, so it's still a sale. I do not like that logic. I I hate that logic. So to play devil's advocate, every single game is a simulator. Every game is a simulation of something by nature. But to call every game a simulator, despite semantically being true, drives me absolutely crazy. Like going into, I can't do it. I can't go into the simulator tab on Steam, because the word simulator on Steam means nothing. It has lost absolutely all meaning on this earth. It is just every game tags itself as a simulator. And I can't do it. I can't do it. I play simulators with an attempt, you know, simulators that make an attempt to be realistic is what I play. I'm sorry, Stardew Valley's not a simulator. I know people call it a farm sim, and I'm not being an elitist about it and saying, no, you have to simulate farming to do it. But like, it's a farming game. It's a farming game. It is not a farm simulator, you know? What about Carnage and Postal Simulators 2? No, I think that's where I can draw the line, is those are games. I'm not really sure what exactly is the line between a simulator and a game, because you do have to draw the line somewhere. Like, what about a simulator versus a game makes it a sim? What is the difference between this and Stardew Valley in a tangible way where you could use it to define a simulator? Looking at this game and looking at Stardew Valley, you know the differences in the game. It's blatantly obvious, even just the difference in art style. I mean, you don't even have to include that, just the gameplay of it. Where is the line between a simulator and a game? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I've been trying to answer this question for 3 years now. I don't know what this is. Does Stardew Valley play on the wheel? No. Some people say Madden is a sim. I mean, is it? Is Madden is it a football simulator? I don't know. I don't know where to draw that line. I mean, it's a football manager. Is it a football manager simulator, which is a different game? But like, dude, I don't know. I don't know when you call it a sim and when you call it a game, because yeah, there is, no matter what game you name, there is technically a way to justify it as a simulator. I would say simulator is a job or an occupation. I think that's a good start. Simulator is a real life job or application where the player follows the general loop of that job or application. I think that's a good start. Do we have any simulators that we play that break that? What about Flight Sim? Flight Sim, I mean, now they're getting better at it, but like, Flight Sim used to just be scenario based. You didn't play a pilot. You just flew scenarios. I would still call that a sim, but you don't have the occupation of an airline pilot. Now you kind of do, but I mean, 20, 30 years of flight sims didn't, right? But those were definitely still simulators. I don't know, like, so in part, like, either wholly or in part, you play the job of a pilot. Like, where is that line? What about Minecraft? Is that a sim? You could argue that it simulates some elements of surviving. You have to eat, you have to farm. You could, and it's a loose argument, but this is why the whole simulator category is struggling to define itself. Yeah, it simulates hunger that you have to realistically offset by farming and cooking and eating and hunting. There are elements of it being a simulator. Would I call Minecraft a simulator? Absolutely not, but I'm playing devil's advocate here and trying to define simulator by making that argument, I guess. Comes down to physics and the lack of story. Most good sims don't have much story and have highly realistic physics. I think highly realistic physics is another good one. I think once you start dumbing down certain things, you start drifting further and further away from a simulator. But like, not related to physics, more in terms of dumbing it down to make it into a game. I don't do my taxes in Farming Simulator. Is it now no longer a sim? Now we have to draw another line, is how much are you allowed to dumb down your simulator before it's no longer a simulator. Because there's stuff in this game that I don't have to do. The fences don't break. The machines don't break. I don't have to do my taxes. I don't have to do my accountants, like my accounting stuff. The things that real farmers have to do on a regular basis, I don't have to do in this game. So when does it stop being a simulator, you know? Story, I think story is irrelevant. However, I would say a true core simulator probably lacks a story. Like this game where you're not railroaded into a particular experience. I think that is another big element. I don't like simulators with stories in them. I think it makes you feel like your decisions aren't yours. And I don't like that. I think that's core to the simulator experience, is you're in charge of what happens. Does Candy Crush count? I mean, go crush some candy with your hands in real life and you tell me. I have no idea. I remember F-18 for the Amiga. I'd fly a few feet off the ground through the city to avoid a missile. That was me in Ace Combat, dude. I freaking love that game. You're an accountant now? I'm not an accountant. Do not come to me for accounting questions. I can't tell you. No, I think like stuff like Roblox is not a simulator, but people build simulators in Roblox. See, here we go again. And we're doing it again. People do build simulators in Roblox that I would genuinely classify as simulators. Is Roblox a simulator? No, it's a platform for building games. That's like asking if Unreal Engine is a simulator. It's not. It's a game engine. Roblox is a game engine, right? But people have genuinely built true simulators in Roblox, to be totally honest with you, that I would call simulators. The other factor that I think is important is because simulators are a little more rare. Like, for example, when you talk about first-person shooters, there's a trillion first-person shooters out there. There's like 3 farming sims. Like, so when you talk about like realism and how much of a simulator and how good of a simulator it is, part of the conversation inevitably is it the best is it the most simulator of the thing it's trying to simulate? Because you could take something like imagine if the only 2 flight games was Tiny Planes and Ace Combat. Ace Combat is not a flight simulator, it is a flight game. But if the only competition for it is like some goofy little game not about flying planes, it's the closest you have to a simulator. We've been having this conversation with mining simulators lately, right? Like, there's only 2 mining simulators out there. There's Out of Ore and there's Gold Mining Sim. And you can mod Farm Sim to do it. Like, where does that fit into the conversation? I do not know how to answer this question. I'm having this conversation and I do not have a point to it. Like, there's no, I hate to tell you, I do not have a satisfying point to make about this conversation because it is a question I have been trying to answer for many years. My dream by the end of my career as a streamer, I would like to have defined a set of rules that make something a simulator. I would like to have designed a system that can properly identify and classify something as a simulator or disqualify something as a simulator so that we have a term for simulator. It's just like a pipe dream bucket list type of thing. But I would like to do it because I feel like it's something that we're lacking, you know? Simulators don't need to be super realistic. They don't need to be infinitely realistic. They don't have to be the maximum level of realism. I do agree with that. But at a certain point down that pipeline, it's no longer a simulator, and I don't know where, right? Like, at a certain point, you take away enough things that it's no longer a simulator at the end of the day. You know, just because your character doesn't need to eat and sleep doesn't mean it's not a simulator. But at a certain point, when you remove enough features, at some a random point, it's no longer a simulator. Yeah, that's a good one, Noah. We'll call it that. No, I don't know. I'm gonna start putting this together. I think I'm gonna start punching this into a spreadsheet, and then just over the next few years refine this system until I have something I'm satisfied with. Mecha Chameleon looks awesome. That game looks great. I don't know who we'd play it with. We could probably put a group together for that though. I think that would be fun. I'm getting tired of all the shop sims or random job sims like Pizza Maker Sim, for example. So yeah, unfortunately, simulators, because they don't require a story, like players don't expect a story, And at the end of the day, a simulator is very basic and mostly like a player-driven experience. It's very easy to make low-quality simulators. It's very easy to make asset flip slop simulators, AI slop simulators, and that's why you see so many of them, and so many of them in particular in the simulator space. They're easy to make at the end of the day. There's no voice actors required. There's no writing required. You make a few basic mechanics and you are simulating something. In fact, many games out there are built first as a simulation of the thing that they're building and then turned into a game from that point. Like before you can make Call of Duty into Call of Duty, which is a game, you have to build like a basic ballistic system and a character movement system and weapons and all of the base mechanics. At a certain point, it was arguably on a path to becoming a simulator before they turn it into a game. So it's just like really easy to build simulators at the end of the day. Sparx, I have a question for you. I'm not sure if it's an appropriate question for stream. Do you have a business email I could reach out to you at? What's it for? I mean, yes, but like it really is for business. Like you will be dealing with business at that point. I would be pretty darn sure that it is a business thing if you want to go that route. Otherwise, just talking to me in the Discord server or here in stream is the best place to do it. Docky, thank you for the share on TikTok. I appreciate that. Oh yeah, you got to turn the dead zones down and then you got to calibrate and you're good to go. I think a simulator should be based upon something factual, not fictional, because with that you can a game realistic as well. I'm going to disagree with you on that point because I have played some games that are not a real thing but could be a real thing. And I think the thing coming to everybody's mind right now is Star Citizen. We don't have space travel, and we don't have many of the things present in Star Citizen, but anybody who's played Star Citizen can tell you that it is a futuristic space simulator, and it absolutely qualifies as a simulator. It's hard to talk super semantically about, obviously, because the things don't exist, but they are grounded in reality. It is a simulator of this could be real one day. This could happen in the far future. And it is grounded in realism at the end of the day. And so I would say you can have things that aren't real be a simulator. But I do know what you're talking about. Like there are games that maybe claim to be a simulator for stuff that you'd have no way of telling. But I think as long as it has an attempt to ground it in the real world, it is a simulator at the end of the day. Yeah, it's grounded in real world physics, exactly. And I mean, Star Citizen actually is not like super grounded in real world physics. But in terms of the complexity of the machines and the controls and the way you interact with the world, I would say it is. Like, there's no orbital mechanics in Star Citizen. But I think the argument is that the ships don't need that. They're not like modern day rockets that rely on that. They're just so powerful that they don't need to play by those rules, which is fair. You got a question? What's your question, Sitch? And Xander, thank you for the follow on TikTok. I appreciate that. Welcome in. What's not free? This game? This game's on PS4, but not as this game. It's on PS4 in its previous, the prequel. It's not prequel. The previous game is Farm Sim 22. It's on PS4. It's not quite the same as this, but it's the precursor to this game. For example, how did Austin Farmer reach out to you for the co-op farm sim? I met him in real life. I met him in real life, and then how did that come up? I don't know if he texted me or if he sent me a message, but Austin I met in real life for the first time. That's where that series originally came. I think we'd even talked about it at one point then, about maybe doing a series one day. I distinctly remember having a conversation at one point, heavily inebriated with Austin and Ultra, about potentially doing like a Canadian farm sim series or something like that. And nothing really came out of it, but the competition eventually, I guess you could say that came out of it. How much would 12 acres of onion soup make, and also how long would it take? Onion soup would probably 12 acres. Easy economy, $450,000. It would take you nearly all year to process all of those onions in a large soup facility. But it would make you about somewhere around $500,000 a year in easy economy. I don't know about the other difficulties though. Flyjam, thanks for the follows on TikTok. I appreciate that. Okay, last box, and then I'll be all cleaned up. Oh my god, this is so exciting. I've been waiting to do this for so long to get this all cleaned up. I'll have to Call of the Wild? An hour, little over an hour, and then we'll go do some Call of the Wild. I'm excited for this DLC, dude. Peru is an awesome idea for a hunting game. I can only walk through so many flat forested areas before it all feels the same. Peru is a cool idea. What are my thoughts on BeamNG going to PlayStation? I don't know if there's a lot of thoughts to share other than great. That sounds awesome. Curious to see how they do. I always wondered if BeamNG was too poorly optimized to ever make it to console. So PlayStation is the most powerful console, especially PlayStation Pro. That's the platform to do it on. We'll see how they do. And then if they... I think it'll even be good for PC players because I think the game will get more optimized in this process. And it'll run better on PC. And if they ever get it running well enough, they could move it to Xbox so that the Series S could do something with it at the end of the day. I'm curious to see how this impacts BeamNG. I think it's gonna run horrible. Well, it has to run at a certain standard to even be put on PlayStation. Like Sony won't approve a game that runs like too much garbage. And so it does have to actually meet a standard to be approved. So they must be relatively confident that they can hit that. Think I should keep the soup for the best price? No, I don't think the fluctuation in onion soup is very much at all. Usually canned goods in this game have a pretty consistent price difference throughout the year. I'll find out for you. Just to verify this before I make stuff up. It does depend on the map though, so check it for your specific map. Actually, onion soup. Yeah, you should save it. You should save it for the wintertime. And it might just be this map. I swear on Kinlog, it was not this much of a fluctuation. It has nearly a 50% fluctuation. So yeah, you absolutely should sell it all in one go. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe other soups, but that one definitely does have it. I don't know the pricing for Riverbend. You'll have to check. The Series S screwed Xbox for a lot of newer games or ports. Listen, I don't know the technical side of the Series S. I'm not a game developer. I don't know the technical sides of the console. From what I'm hearing from people that I trust in the industry, yes. Yeah, that does seem to be true. That accommodating the Series S has been a bit of a nightmare for game devs, and it might have stopped us from getting more games on console, to be honest with you. The other problem is kind of the way that Sony and Microsoft treat indie devs and the pricing models and stuff like that. That's probably been the bigger impact, because I would say most new games this last year, these last 2 years, that we've really liked would run on console no problem. But they're actively being built on PC, and that's not really a cheap or easy process on console. Not for single devs, that's for sure. There's poppies and water in here. We didn't sell all the poppies. It's fine, we'll keep them until next year. It's all good. I don't really need them anyways. Okay, everything's put away. We're all tidied up. We need to skip time so that we can plant the... we can plant the rye and hopefully get out of the horrible gray time of year. Let's go like 6:30 and see what happens. What Ford was that? So, were you looking at the big one or the little one? Big one's at 1154. Little one's a 6600. Series X is great. You should be fine. Series X is fantastic. Yeah. But Microsoft, I'm pretty sure, I don't actually have official confirmation on this. Pretty sure they make you release for both consoles though. I don't think you can just release a game for Series X. It has to at least run at 30 FPS on the Series S. Okay, so I want to get a little fancy with this, and I want to try barley. Barley. Where is barley? Barley with a B at the top. No, not barley. I want to try rye. Rye is what I want to do. Sorry, that's my bad. Rye. That looks like it could sell for a good amount. See what happens. So we're going to put rye down on this field. I do need to check it on the calendar. Yes, we are ready for planting rye, and then poppies. We got to wait a couple of months still. I also need to go check on our peas. Oh, chat, I didn't put tram lines in the peas. That was dumb. Okay, so we're gonna have to wait a little longer to spray it. I might be making my own tram lines. So we didn't plant tram lines in the peas. I might be making my own. Because we're gonna end up crushing some of these. Okay, that's fine. I thought Baldur's Gate 3 got an exception around that for Xbox. Did they? I mean, first of all, I think that could run on Series S. I would be very surprised to find out it's only on Series X. Secondly, that's like a Game of the Year winning multi-million dollar gaming company. So like not super accessible to the average game dev, I would say. Okay, my windows are getting absolutely wrecked here. Hold on. I do play with crop destruction. There is not a single challenge in this game that I turn off, actually. We run all challenges. I wash my windows. A little more on there. I was amazed at how good the tires look when they're wet specifically. Like you can literally see in the reflection like the texture of the rubber. That is that's crazy, dude. That's so good. Okay. You don't actually have to wash your vehicles? No, you don't have to wash your vehicles. There's a lot of rumors out there about what you have to do in this game. You do not have to wash your vehicles in Farming Simulator 22 or 25. No, it does not make them take damage faster. You also do not need to repaint them. It is purely aesthetic. Now, that is not true for real life. You do have to wash your vehicles in real life. You do have to repaint them for maintenance reasons in real life, but that's not simulated in the game. Tires look so good, it kind of makes me feel uncomfortable. Sorry, I'll stop looking at the tires so closely. That's my bad, dude. Thought you have to spray all over, just not one spot. No. You just hold the sprayer on there on one spot. It washes the whole thing. You could spray it all over if you want to go for the realism, but I think a lot of players who've been around for a while just hold it in one spot these days. I wish they did it like that, where you have to spray it properly. But it is not a real thing. Okay, what are we planting? Rye? Rye, there we go. Okay, perfect. Would I know why what, Gilbo? Oh, every time I get in a tractor on the map, I have so much lag, I don't know why. Oh, yes, I do know why. It's a process called shader caching. It will go away. So every time you get in a tractor or a new vehicle for the first time, go in first person and do this. Do a 360. That should cache all of the shading for inside of the cab. The maps are the same. The first time you go to a particular place in the map, it'll be really laggy and glitchy. And then after you've been on it for a while, it will have cached all the shaders and you're good. If you change your shading settings, that will have to be done again. But yeah, totally normal. A farm sim has abysmal shader caching practices, unfortunately. We just have to... That's how you work around it. Nothing we can do about it now. When is the family game night Farm Sim Olympics crew making their debut? What are we talking about? Is there Farm Sim in the Olympics now? I'll go. That sounds awesome. What's this IRL? Never heard of this game. Power Wash Sim? Dude, Power Wash Sim would be so... Like, being able to power wash your machines and it actually works properly would be so sick. Yeah, I really wish we could, honestly. That's what that game, that Nomad Drive game, to take the rust off the vehicles, you take a grinder, but rather than like grinding, like in the long drive, it'll just do the whole body of the vehicle. You got to do like the doors and stuff separately. In the game we played yesterday, Nomad Drive, it actually is like the size of the grinder and you have to do the whole vehicle. It was awesome. It was exactly as asinine as I wanted it to be, I think. I don't know what line we're grabbing, but that's fine. GPS is in charge this time. We'll see how much fertilizer this uses. I don't know if we needed to do a survey or not, but it's too late now. Zealot, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Welcome in. You can if you use mods. You can do just about anything if you use mods. I want stuff added to the base game, though. I know that the game is highly moddable, but I think when saying, oh, you can just do that with mods is the response to absolutely every new feature request, you kind of get to the point where it's like, well, why do they even bother making more games? And honestly, I think it's when stuff gets added to the base game, it just leaves more things for modders to focus on, you know? Like if we had mud physics in game, because we got some really talented modders working on mud physics, but if we had mud physics in the game, then these very talented modders will be able to put their time into even cooler stuff to build on top of it. So like, I think a lot of people accidentally talk themselves into like, oh, just use mods for everything. What are these lines, dude? Okay, hold on. This is insane. But there is a genuine reason to add it to the base game. First of all, it's always done, well, okay, not always done, but it's usually done very well when it's added as an actual feature. But it just elevates the base game for mods to take it even further, you know? Which I think is important. Can resell same game every year, as one streamer said. They could. I don't feel like they do. For the size of studio that they are, and the improvements that we do get in the game, I think people complaining that it's the same game every year fundamentally miss the idea of a simulator to begin with, but secondly, aren't paying enough attention. I think EA does that. I think for a multi-billion-dollar company, you know, the standard is a lot higher. For giant software, sure, I'd like the best possible game every couple of years. And if they did a yearly release, I think it probably would feel more like that. But honestly, I don't feel like that has happened. At least not between Farm Sim 22 and 25. I can't talk as much for the previous games because I wasn't really playing at the time. But for Farm Sim 25, I am quite happy with the jump in the game. Obviously, it could always be better, but you gotta be realistic for the budget of this game. It sells a couple million copies per series, or per game. It's made by a dev with, I think, a staff of maybe 100. Like, we're not talking EA levels of budget or game development here, you know? Definitely not Ginger045. Thank you for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate that. Welcome in. Blame Bobby, Christopher, Andre, and Christian. Thank you for the follows on TikTok. I appreciate those as well. Making it harder gives more hours of enjoyment. Also, either harder economy or starting more basic. That's true. I'm assuming you're answering the question for somebody. Thank you for doing that. Yes, that is true. You just got to find the balance of what's fun and what's difficult. Can't really change up a game about football when you make it every year. Right, like that's the problem. EA with the F1 games, for example, they also run into that issue where, like, the game is in a really good state right now. You can only make it so much more realistic before you're just changing physics to change physics, and then you just add the modern teams and drivers. I think now they're doing it the right way, which is they're releasing DLCs for the new seasons instead of re-releasing the game at full price, which was probably the way to do it to begin with, honestly. How do you feel about the joysticks? Are they realistic? If you set them up that way, like I have operated most of the equipment we've operated in-game in real life, and as long as you set the controls to be realistic, they're realistic, but that is entirely up to you. So if you set the same axes, you set the same buttons, and you don't have to get it perfect. It doesn't have to be exactly the same, but at least the axis that you move to do a particular motion, as long as that's correct, you're good. Like at the end of the day, if you set up your ISO controls, which is like, that's the name for one of the control schemes basically for excavators and cranes. If you set those up, it's 1-to-1. The rest is up to the game to be realistic, but the movements and the muscle memory that you're building are 1-to-1 and do translate. A lot of people will try to tell you that they don't translate. I have personally confirmed that they actually do, which was very cool. They actually translated better than I had hypothesized. Actually, I thought it would be like, you know, a nice little start. You get some of the way there, but there's still mostly a lot to learn. When I learned to drive an excavator, I didn't have to learn the controls. The controls I knew. I had to learn all the other stuff like balancing the weight and working with the hydraulics and, you know, stuff like that. The intricacies of driving on actual tracks versus video game tracks. But in terms of the controls, I already knew the controls 1-to-1. It was no problem. And that was a really cool experience, actually. But I did not start with the headlands first. I like to clean up the headlands because, and the fierce debate in the farming community, whether you plant headlands first or you plant midlands first. I plant midlands first because I drive on the headlands as I plant. So I would be driving and leaving tire marks on stuff that I had already planted. I figured I may as well leave the tire marks on the headlands and then go back and fix them after instead. But like, realistically, I don't know if there is a better option. There might be some compaction elements, again, not simulated in the game of, you know, if you're packing down seeds that need to be at a certain, maybe shallow depth, and you drive on it with a big tractor, now you're packing your seeds further down than maybe they're supposed to be. But it's little specific things like that, really. Would the logical choice be planting the headlands last? That's how I see it. Like I said, I leave tracks all over the headlands as I do this, as with everybody. And so I like how neat and tidy it is when you do the headlands last. I don't know what the argument is for headlands first, other than people have just been doing it that way for a long time, and ultimately it just doesn't matter. Like, very interesting. So the thing, and first of all, Elizabeth, thank you for the tier 1 sub for 27 months. That is crazy. There is, and this applies so much to so much more than farming. When you see an argument on the internet or in real life between two sides that doesn't seem to have a clear and obvious right answer, sometimes the real answer is it just doesn't matter that much. It just doesn't matter at all or that much. And I have a feeling this is one of those things. This is one of those things where at the end of the day, both of the farmers are getting the results they're looking for. And so, like, they're speaking from their own experience that, oh, I'm getting the results I'm looking for, I must be doing the right thing. But they're both getting the results they're looking for, and so they both think they're doing the objectively right thing, when the answer is it just doesn't. It just didn't matter at all to begin with, right? There's more than one. That's the perfect way to put it. There's more than one way to skin a cat. The place you will see this the most, and I am not terribly knowledgeable about fitness. I am not terribly knowledgeable about nutrition. But those are the two places on the internet where you see this the most, where gym dudes on the internet making content, you'll see a video and they'll be like, do this at the gym. And then you'll scroll and you'll see another video and somebody else is taking that same advice and they're saying, whatever you do, don't do this at the gym. And the reality is that both of these guys are just regularly going to the gym and they're seeing the results that they need. And the thing they're talking about is not make or break for their progress. And so they're both convinced that the thing they're doing is correct, but it just doesn't matter at the end of the day. If you're going to the gym every day and doing something, you're probably going to get results. Is there objectively better or worse results? Yes. Is it make or break to do one thing over the other? There's a lot of times where it's just not at the end of the day. Nutrition and fitness are usually gym bros making content, trying to sell you something. That's the other factor. Like farmers are not trying to sell you something when they have the conversation between headlands first, headlands last. There's no product that they're just trying to sell you. That is another factor for content creators on the internet, is some of that information is with the intent to scare you into buying something. Whether it started that way originally or that particular creator is doing it, that's absolutely true. To be honest with you, this whole seed oils thing is like that. There's still really no solid research saying seed oils have any massive negative impact on your health. But somebody on the internet would love to sell you a $40 bottle of avocado oil so that, you know, you buy their avocado oil. And scaring you into thinking seed oils cause inflammation is probably a good way of doing that. But the research just doesn't support it at the end of the day. But that's the other problem. Like, I think especially when it comes to stuff like that, I don't think a lot of people learn to do proper research. And this is a tough conversation to have because everybody thinks they're doing proper research, even myself. I think I'm good at research when I'm trying to find the answer to somebody, as we all do. But it's something that we didn't really learn very well in school. I remember learning it a little bit, but I notice a lot of people just like genuinely will watch some tinfoil hat on Facebook Reels and be like, oh, that's my research. I watched this person say something, and it's just somebody in their car talking about seed oils, I guess is a good example. And they'll be like, yeah, I've done my research. It's like, no, you didn't do any research. You watched a video. But like, I'll read one peer-reviewed study and paper and be like, I've done my research. I didn't do any research either. I read a paper. It's better than some idiot in their car on Facebook Reels, but at the end of the day, it's not what research is. We all think we've done our due diligence, I guess. It's gonna get worse with AI. It's getting worse with AI. I saw the most insane one. Somebody was falling for the most insane one I saw the other day. It was something about baby carrots or something like that. There was an AI professor saying that AI carrots are like, holy crap, is there like a tornado outside? It just got really dark in here. It's saying that AI carrots were like drenched in some chemical or something like that, like, or not AI carrots, saying that baby carrots are like drenched in some chemical or something insane. And the comments were like, oh my God, I'm throwing out all the baby carrots in my house right now. I'm doing that right now. And I was like, how? Like, this is obviously AI, and you're throwing out food because this video is convincing you to do it. And the only reason the video exists is so that this person gets a lot of views, gets a lot of engagement, and gets paid. And that's it. That's why the video exists. It has no backing in, real life. It's crazy. I know people are bad at fact checking. I read this on Wikipedia. I've done my research. Listen, Wikipedia is even better than some of the places people are getting this research. Dude, it sounds like there's a freaking tornado outside. I'll be right back. I like hear the wind, dude. Oh my God, that's crazy. That's crazy. It's like a monsoon out there. There's hail this big. Okay, if the stream goes down, I probably lost my power. I don't think I've ever lost power in this apartment or internet, but it used to happen in my last one, so if I disappear, that's what happens. But I'm alive.
Secret laboratory under a volcano.
Yes, they are. Everybody knows that, Colin.
Include dihydrogen monoxide,
baby carrots
water,
covered in bleach. No, or the strawberry one. Oh, I'll tell you after Colin's thing.
Sometimes they're rinsed with a weak chlorine wash. The same idea used to clean drinking water. So while the word chemicals sounds like a supervillain's shopping list, the biggest danger from baby carrots is dropping one and watching it roll under the fridge forever.
Yeah, you're right, Colin. People are very scared of like any chemicals, and you should be. Like, chemicals in your food is a scary sound, but you should just be aware of what it is. The other one was Driscoll. There was one of these AI videos, a bunch of AI videos were basically claiming that Driscoll strawberries were giving you cancer or something like that. And it's not true. They're covered in like an antifungal agent, I think, that rinses off with water and isn't really that harmful to begin with. Unless you're a fungus. And yeah, that one got a lot of people as well, actually. You had 3 inches of rain in the last hour. It's so loud. It's so insanely loud. Water, isn't water technically a chemical? Yeah. I mean, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt that nobody's talking about water when they say the word chemical. Semantically, yes, it is, but yeah, nice clarification. Unless you're a fungus. Why? I don't want to mislead any fungus out there. But yeah, there's just like an anti-mold coating on strawberries that has always been there, and it just rinses off with water, and you'll be fine. No chair stream emote on TikTok. I could add that. I think you need to be subbed on TikTok to use the emotes, but I could add it if you guys wanted. Are my windows gonna like shatter, dude? It's coming down out there. I'll be fine. There's no... Oh, I'd get it on my phone. If there was some sort of tornado warning, I would get it on my phone. So I'm not too worried. I'm not too worried. Trevor, Fluboy, and Flipstar, thank you for the follows on TikTok. Appreciate that. I don't know what I did with this headland. This piece of equipment is just too big for this, I think. Get that all cleaned up. I feel like I'm inside of a washing machine right now. I can hear it through my headphones and the music and the game sounds. And it's like loud. I love strawberries. Never rinse them. I'm still alive. You'll probably be fine. Yeah, it's nothing that goes on your food is like, I mean, I shouldn't say that because there's some sketchy food out there, but like for something as regulated as strawberries that's been around for that long and is as heavily regulated as strawberries, there's nothing where you're going to eat a strawberry and then instantly die, you know? We're past that point with foods like strawberries. Does Canada get tornadoes often? Yeah, every year for sure. We get either close or we get actual tornadoes. Deadly tornadoes? No, you don't hear a lot about deadly tornadoes in Canada. But every year some small Alberta town gets close, or some small Saskatchewan town has something happen. But nothing that crazy. We don't have like tropical storms too far inland for in Alberta, at least, for like hurricanes or anything like that. And we're pretty hilly and mountainy, so like tornadoes aren't that common here, except in like the plains and the prairies. My buddy ate a strawberry, she'd die immediately, like she's allergic to strawberries. Well, that would do it. I gotta go look. Nova Scotia gets hurricanes, that's true. Sorry, I meant Alberta. I gotta go look again. This sounds nuts. Do you guys hear that? Yeah, look at what's falling from the sky right now. That's insane. Look at that. It's melted a little bit too. It was like this big when it started. They're like paintballs. I'm gonna die. Oh my God, the streets are flooding outside of my house. That's crazy. I didn't go. Okay, I did go outside to get that one, but like, that's nuts. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. I'm gonna have to put my hard hat on. The streets outside my house are like pooling and swirling with water. It's insane right now. Dad, how was your stream? Welcome in. Yak so much. Welcome in. Crash, how's it going? How's it guys' stream? And Dad, are you getting this insane thunderstorm that we're getting over here? We do always need the rain, but that's nuts. Hi Crash, how's it going? Welcome in. Local streamer dies after going outside. Okay. I don't think it'll be like, it's not like tornado weather. The wind isn't too bad, but the hail is coming down in droves. Oh, my car's outside. Okay, my car's white. It won't show hail damage that bad. I'm gonna have to go check later and see if it's bad or what. That's nuts, dude. Kirk, how's it going? Welcome in. You got a salvager, and how was it? Is this a multi-crew one? Oh no, the dart. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. The hail doesn't look bad enough to be like breaking windshields like that hailstorm Calgary got a couple of years ago. You still see cars all over the place with dimples in it like golf balls from that one storm. It's nuts. Hail like that and it's total? We can only hope. We can only hope that happens. Insurance hail, I wouldn't even claim it, to be honest. With the amount of time that I drive that car, I don't plan on reselling it. I'm just gonna drive it till it goes. And honestly, if it took any major hail damage, I'd get the windshield replaced, and that's it. That's good enough for me. I gotta do one more pass, and then the rye is in, which is good. Speaking of AI, Creepy had an issue with his sound. Turned out it was stupid AI for the new Windows update trying to make the sound better. It's actually messing up his stream. What the heck for the new Windows update? I haven't heard of this. Okay, I'll keep an ear out for that. But yeah, dude, stuff like that happens when you're streaming like nonstop. It's insane. The amount of things that'll just update and break when you're streaming is quite annoying, actually. Poor farmers in your area? I think it's June. Yeah, this might be a bad time for hail, to be honest with you. We'll see. We'll see how they weather it. Okay. Rye is in. We are all set. Now we did roll that one, so that got rid of all the stones. And then how about this one? And then how much time do we have until we go play Call of the Wild as well? That's also another important question. What's the craziest breakdown you had while streaming? Like crazy, like thing that broke down in my streaming setup? I never had a GPU go while streaming. Oh, no. I think that was before I was streaming. My GPU died. Craziest breakdown? I've been relatively lucky. In my last apartment, the internet was really bad. I lost my internet for a week. My internet went down for a week. That was probably the worst thing I had. And as a streamer, that's it. Like I worked on some videos for a week. I used my phone data where I could. If I had to upload anything or download anything small, I used the internet from my phone. But that was, oh, this doesn't go there. That was probably the worst of the worst for me. I'm in Calgary. Yeah. Does the chair breaking count? Did I break a chair? I broke a chair while streaming? I don't remember this. Did I? It feels vaguely familiar. I'm sure I had something that needed to be replaced, but in game, the worst was the truck flip in Hatan. I agree with that. It definitely was the truck flip in Hatan where Dad had to come help us put it back together. Yeah, that's right. Did the mounting brackets go, or was that off stream? The mounting, yes. Was that on stream? I feel like that was off stream, but I can't remember. Man, my memory is bad. I remember vaguely something like that happening. But that's about it. Okay, that's planted. I'm not gonna roll it because it doesn't have any stones, and rolling seeds doesn't seem to do anything in precision. The peas will just let grow a little bit more, and then the poppies go in 2 months. So the month after next. We really just have to make sure everything is full of water and stuff. So let's go put this away. And then we've got about 30 minutes until Call of the Wild. So we might get to planting the poppies. And then we'll go play some Call of the Wild. Got rear-ended yesterday. Barely hurt my bumper, but my ball hitch totaled his car. That's, I guess, good. Wait, your ball hitch totaled his car? Or just poked a hole in it? You must have been hit hard, dude. There's some risk of tornadoes in your area today. The storm watchers are crawling. Oh. Okay, I'm not too worried, but I really do rely on that thing where your phone goes off for something like that. The hail seems to have stopped, and it's gotten a lot lighter in here. So we'll see. We'll see. What's your best trophy Call of the Wild? I never played for the trophies or anything like that. I just played to hunt kind of one of everything in every DLC, and that was pretty much it. Okay. Yeah, I guess we're just waiting on this one now. I gotta build a road here, right? Ooh, we'll do that right now. I gotta cut these down. Okay. I need a trailer. No, we'll use a flatbed on the truck. Do we have a crane? We might be able to use the tractor to do this. So we gotta cut these down. We gotta build a road here so that we can get from the main area to this field. We had a tornado a couple of years ago that busted up all these trees. So I think if we cut all of these down and process them into something smaller, we should be okay. And we could put it on the flat deck here, maybe with the tractor. We'll see what happens. Okay, let's cut these down to start. Right, I just have an axe. That's good enough. On Out of War, had you had any of the dump trucks flip? Any of the dump trucks flip? Yes, really early on in the game. Oh, I'm gonna have to buy a chainsaw for this. Really early on in the game, we had one get kind of funky when Dad was driving it. Oh, it's too small. But that's sick, dude. This is one of my favorite harvesters. I think that'll be too small to reasonably do 25, though. I would buy that if we just had to do 20, this field right here. But that is too small for our needs. We got a tree planter, which we don't need. Agco, I'm kind of past. And this little guy for spraying may not hurt, actually. What's that one? The Xylon 524. That is part of this pack here. Xylon 524. Its biggest sprayer is 21 meters. And it can have all the funky attachments. Wait, that's really good. That would be awesome. That's like exactly what we need. Chat, did we do it? Is that our first sprayer? We can always sell it later if we end up wanting something bigger. Get the Pro Compact, 45,000 bucks. This is good. And then we would want to do narrows on this probably. 1.5 mil narrows. Those look very silly, unfortunately. The options for this tractor. They're less ugly narrows. Like, are there space narrows or something? Continental narrows. Those look better. I like those. Yeah, I think we should get one of these, actually. That would be great. 46,000? Yeah, let's do it. Okay. What was I actually coming in here to do? Chainsaw? Weird, getting distracted. We could have seen that one coming. Now we should probably sell some stuff so that we can outfit that with some other equipment. Let's do that first. Let me just make sure the chainsaw works for this, or if I have to buy something else. No, that'll be good. Okay, I want to go kit that thing out. So its attachments hopefully aren't too expensive. This is like the perfect sprayer to find. Oh, I'm stupid. I probably should have checked the yard as well, but that's okay. All right, so this one needs, $2,500 tank, $4,000 sprayer. I don't need to sell much. I'm just going to sell like a stack. Oh, don't have a lot to sell either. Okay, I'm just going to sell like a stack of stuff so that we can get it kitted and moved into the barn, but that's pretty good. What's COTW? Call of the Wild. Hunter Call of the Wild. It's it's the Hunter Call of the Wild. It's a hunting simulator. It's really good. We're gonna play it in a little bit. Hi Bly, how's it going, dude? How you been? This will do it. Like literally just these 2 pallets is enough. Could do the others if we wanted to go crazy with it, but I think that'll be fine. And then we'll sell more later if we absolutely need to. Do you think Nadenthal is suitable for what? Oh, I want my next save in Farms 25 to last a long time. I was thinking a bit of everything on a North American map with big equipment. Is Nadenthal suitable for that? Yes. Whether it's your best option or not, I don't know, but it is suitable for that. Yeah, there's a nice mix. Oh, where am I going? It's a nice mix of different sizes of equipment. Yeah, I think it'll be good. Uh-oh, and I've got it stuck too. Uh-oh. There we go. Yeah, I think it would be decent. That's kind of what we're doing. Not really bit of everything, but that's kind of a similar playthrough to what we're doing as well. All right, stay. What the heck is this stuck on? Oh, it's on the arm now. Ah, well. It's good. I'm sat here with my son. He wants to say hi. His name is James. Hello,
Silent
hello,
Dragon
James.
6651
AKA Bly Jr.
Just cheered 245 bits. You know that feeling
Wesley.
when you have an air bubble stuck under your eyelid? I hate that.
I also hate that. How often does that happen to you? I think I've had that once. I think I've got something in my eye though. My eye has been weird. Like this eye right here has been weird for the last couple of days. It's been like twitchy. I think I've got something stuck in there, like a grain of sand or something. I don't really know. If it keeps going, I'll go to the doctors. I don't want to lose my eyesight. It's like the scariest thing, dude. Okay, what are we doing? We sold some stuff. We gotta buy the other attachments for this new tractor. Yeah, look at that thing. That's awesome. I don't really love the red wheels, but it wouldn't be a Fent without the red wheels, would it? As soon as I say it, it starts acting up again, dude. Okay. Go like this. We're gonna find the Xylon. So we need a tank. And we need this sprayer. Oh, with the attachment. Shoot, I forgot that it needs the attachments. Okay, I do have to sell a little bit more because I need about $50,000. I forgot we had to put on all the cool stuff too. I don't think it needs a loader though. It'll be fine without one. Grain of sand. Where are you getting sand from? I don't know. It's just an example. I don't think it's actually a grain of sand. Some dust. I don't know. Cat litter. It could be anything, dude. I have no idea. It's just being weird. Where am I getting sand from? The wind? The wind sometimes blows sand in your face. Have you not had this happen to you? Happens occasionally. Whether I go outside enough to get sand blown in my face very often, I don't know. Probably not, but it's just an example. Did you lick your eyes as you slept? Honestly, I wouldn't put it out of the question. You're sitting on the table last time I saw her. Yeah, I wouldn't totally take that out of the realm of possibility. She does sleep right beside, like she sleeps right next to me every night. Sometimes she sleeps at the foot of the bed, I think when she's warm, but usually she sleeps like with her head kind of on my pillow. So who knows? It could be cat litter now that I think about it. I hope not. That'd be gross, dude. I feel like I get pink eye if I got cat litter in my eye though. Got hit with some pocket sand. Oh my god, true. True. Now you will find a sprayer in the sale lot. I know. I'm gonna go look over there just in case, but ooh, I might not have enough money for this. That's fine because I actually don't need to buy that yet. So if this isn't enough money, it's okay. 49K. I think that's just enough. Let's go check the sale lot real quick. See what happens. Oh, there's a lot of stuff over here. A lot of stuff over here. 30. Oh, there's some tractors in here too. Okay, so we got bale wrapper was there last time. This bucket is a rock bucket. This stuff was all here last time. So was this tractor, but that is a good deal. Little mulcher's new. Forks? Not a bad deal for forks, actually. I think that's a wheel loader setup though. This weeder is still probably the best thing on the lot. Like that's awesome. We could run that over the field today. Onion planter I don't need. Okay, we're all good. We're all good. I might actually come get this. This is $4 grand. That's for trees. I might actually come grab that while we're moving these trees out of the way because that could be really helpful. All right. So that should be enough money to buy that attachment we're looking for. Go like this. Oh, this and this. Attachments. We need this. That's the weed spot sprayer. And that allows each nozzle to be controlled individually, which is good with that setup. Okay, good. cool. We've got a sprayer for fertilizing and for, ooh, did I, oh, I might have forgot to put the nitrogen reader on the fence. Oh, no, I think it's on there. Let me look. No, it's good. It's good. It's got them mounted on the mirrors there. Okay, awesome. So this goes what, on the front? That's such a low mounted thing. I don't know if I've actually used this before. It's just kind of perfect for this playthrough though. This goes like this, right? Or are we backwards? Oh, no, that's right. Nice. I like that. Okay, and then this, I think we actually need the things go around the tractor, right? Question, since I started playing Forza 25, when you use a production and set it to sell, do you get paid every hour? You get paid every time there's a full pallet that it can sell. So it just, rather than storing the pallets, it just sells them immediately. And you get paid every time that happens. There we go. Brand new sprayer for 50 grand. How big is this thing? Might need a repair too, but we'll see. So obviously a little bit smaller than some of the other stuff we've been using, but for that price, I mean, we basically rented it for, or we basically bought it for what renting one of the other ones would cost us. So that's pretty good. And it'll move so fast that I don't think it'll feel like, I don't think it'll feel too bad. I like it. Okay, go put this away. In the barn, I guess, is probably the best way to do it. And I think we've got some liquid herbicide. You talk too much? That's not the right too, Tony. You don't talk enough, buddy. Time to practice up. Start a stream, Tony. You need more practice. Where's the robot tractor from Clarkson's farm? Dude, after it's been in Clarkson's farm, I feel like it's gonna get modded in pretty quick. That would be awesome. Oh, I guess I actually need the front of the tractor over there. Hold on. Holy, we had a lot of extra. We'll never use it. That's literally enough herbicide for the rest of this save, probably. Now, I will probably end up upgrading this at some point, but this is a really nice, cheap way to do our spraying. This is awesome. The Dutch robot. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. So Sparx, I thought it only sold when a month passes. I mean, it's just like when you pass a month, like it'll sell everything within that month. So like if you sleep, it'll sell everything for that month in one go. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure it sells it as soon as it spawns. Maybe it sells it all at midnight, but I'd be surprised if that's how it worked. I don't think we need that so angled. Let's just park that like this. And Joshua Pork Chop, thanks for the follows on TikTok, guys. Appreciate that. Because we're not going to need this super often. There we go. Leave that in there. Nice. What a good find. I'm glad we checked discounts. Okay, now for the actual thing that I was trying to do, we need to get the truck switched to the flatbed and then see if we can put these logs on the back. I think if we cut them down and then cut them in half, we should be good. What are the chances this is actually going to work? That's going to need to be reset. There is an annoying bug with this truck. I'll go back to the shop. That's fine. Put this flatbed on here. Silage is sold to the energy plants. If you pause the game, then click the graph, then click. Wait, still silage to the energy plant? I feel like it would just sell to the place where it's supposed to go. Or it's the best price, you know? Melissa, thank you for that follow on TikTok with me. Is that a GMC? It's a Lizard MC, Bumps. It's definitely not a GMC, yeah. But yes, it absolutely is. This is our Farm Sim Snow Runner truck. Turn those beacons on because it looks cool. Oh, gotta turn my hazards on. We can turn those off. Okay. So we need to cut down these trees right here. God, I forgot how loud this is. I'm just going to leave this up here for now. We'll try and do this organized. In fact, if we drop them towards that field that we haven't planted yet, probably the move. Let me get rid of that thing. That axe. Hand tools, lizard axe store. Sure, why not? And we'll just cut these to the left. Keep them in a nice line. We're gonna need to rent a stump grinder too. But actually, at this phase, it's really not too hard for us to do. Cool guy. Thanks for the follow on TikTok as well. How many we got? 4? 5. I think we got 5 of these. And I think if we do them in halves, we should be good. But it does depend on what the tractor can actually carry. Are you rooting for Canada, the World Cup? I guess. Like, I'm not a big football guy, but yeah. I don't know who else I would cheer for. So yeah, sure. Why not? I hear they destroyed Qatar though. That's kind of nuts. So is it 6-0 or something like that? Oh my god, that was wild. I don't know how good of a sign that is, but they might go somewhere. They might get something. I did see in that, it was actually in that game too, that guy absolutely wrecked his leg. I don't know who he was or if he was like a star player or anything like that, but yeah, he's probably, well, certainly out for the entire thing now. Thought the World Cup was soccer. It is soccer, but soccer is football. Soccer is football. Look, we gotta come up with another name for American football. Maybe just American football is fine. Because like soccer is football, right? Like it's a ball, you kick it with your feet. The entire game is played with the feet. Even though I grew up calling it soccer, I think I gotta admit that that's the one that should be called football. And American football can be called tackle ball or so. I don't know. Something else. The British called football soccer though. No, they don't. That's not true. The Brits do not call American football soccer. Maybe as a joke, but no, they absolutely do not. That's ridiculous. If America wins the World Cup, which won't happen, then everyone has to call it soccer. Okay, deal. I'll go back to calling it soccer if America wins the World Cup. Which how did they get in? Because the host country qualifies? Is that why? Yeah, I don't know about that, dude. That would be plot twist of the century, that's for sure. Gonna bring the truck over here and we'll see how well this lines up. We're just calling it a game where you play with your hands. Football. That's what I'm saying. Like that one got the wrong name. Now I know it, you can kick it, but like, come on. It'd be like if we called it kickball because there's one kick in the game, Like, no. Call it something else. We do, yeah, I think if we cut these in half, that should be good. See how this goes. We have a lot of Mexicans here. Will win. I don't even know if Mexico, like Mexico has a higher chance over the US, but like probably should have kept them if you wanted them to win the World Cup for you. Wait, is Alex here? No, he's playing for the World Cup right now, Bubs. Did you hear? Team USA needed Mexican football players. Alex is busy right now. Why did I leave that over there? Hold on. Let's move this. Let's move this real quick. Mexico's team is not that good, and I agree. I just think they still probably have a higher chance of winning. United States men's soccer national soccer team, USMNT, oh, that flows off the tongue, has qualified for and played in the FIFA Men's World Cup 13 times. Yeah, but like, they're like a top 20 team, I guess, but they're not like, it's never been close, has it? Have they ever been close to winning? And I'm not saying this like, it's not like Canada has also done it that often either, as far as I know, but 1950, yeah. Yeah, exactly. I went from here to Dollarama to Walmart to Safeway to back home. Welcome back. Enjoy. Good to know. What's the game giveaway? We got a copy of Hunter Call of the Wild. In fact, Got 15 minutes until we're playing that game. And then we'll see if it's any good. Well, I know the game is good. We'll see if the DLC is any good. But Peru seems like an awesome new map, dude. It's a good idea. Okay, now can I lift it with this? I think A, I might need more weights. And B, I might need a claw grip to manage this, maybe. See what happens. So if we go tuck this in. Go wide. We do have to find like the center of mass here, and then we can maybe push it up against the truck. See if we can just roll that onto the forks. There we go. I wish you could do straps on the forks, and I'm almost certain there's a mod for that. If there's a mod for anything, there's a mod for that. But I do not have it installed. That would have been great. All right, now can I do this without launching it off the other side? This in second, maybe. Not gonna roll. That might be okay. We'll just duck that. I probably should have put the heavier side on the other way. We can probably go 3 like that if we do it just right. If we're good. Okay. And this is a little one. But we'll put that on there. Right up against the truck, puncture our tires, very nice. Hey, Petunia, you scared of the hail? That's okay. Strap it first to lock it. I'll do the first layer probably and then strap it. It's a little iffy, but she's on. All right. Now I'm gonna move that if there's room to move it. I'd like to go. Somebody get in between. Actually, I could go in between that. We'll fit. Is that a treat for Petunia? It was. I got you, Crash. Where'd you go, little lady? Oh, didn't get one. Want one of these? That's cute. Okay. I'm gonna twist this around so we can go heavy side forward. And if we can just sneak it in between those, I can load them both without moving the truck. Plenty of room. Inches even. Go about there. Shut that down because it's so insanely loud. And a hydrate. I'm on it. Thank you for the hydrate. All right. And then cut this in half. I was going to say weight-wise, but we might just have to go size-wise for this. Just to get to fit on the trailer. Or the bed, whatever we're going to call it. Okay. Now, of course, that one's in my way, but I think that'll be fine. We can go over top of it. Has she got any cat treats lately? 5 seconds ago, John. Dude got his skills from Jeremy Clarkson. It's funny that you say that because that scene was literally going through my head while I was doing this, where they were building that bonfire. That's so funny. Can you go? Oh. Wrecking the truck just a little. Now, I'm going to have to... I want to fit all 3 of these on. I think to do that... Gonna go like that. We might have to push it a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see what we can do. Staying? Looks like it could get a little oh! Okay, I did exactly what I intended to do accidentally. But it's on. Okay, now we're going to strap those, and we're never going to unstrap all of them at the same time, because those are now on literally perfectly, and we don't want to mess that up anymore. Oscar, thank you for that follow, dude. Appreciate that. This tractor is a Fiat 650 Universal. All-wheel drive. There's a two-wheel drive variant as well. So it's all-wheel drive. Right? It has an insane amount of horsepower, but it needs the all-wheel drive to actually use it. Now, I don't think we're going to fit all of these on here, but if we could do half and then sell them and come back for the other half, I'll be happy. Not too bad weight-wise either.
Resubscribed at tier 1 for 5 months.
No way. Oh my god. Calendar, thank you for the tier 1 sub for 6 months in advance and also for 5 months. How's it going? Welcome in. Thank you for subbing so far in advance. That is insane. How are you doing? And thank you for being here for 5 months. One more till the gold badge. I don't like that it's rotating like a gas station hot dog while it's on there. This is one of those quick strap it moments. I want to pull it back a little bit if we can. Game has some of the weirdest hitboxes I've ever seen, dude. There we go. Now did I strap myself or am I good? I have strapped myself. Uh-oh. How? Oh, it was that one for some reason. Got it under the strap, I guess. Very nice. Okay. And I guess I can't really do the other one from here. I have to back up and go around instead. Did the cheap message not get pinned today? Oh, I forgot to do that. Sorry about that. If you just go command cheap, you can get the no mobile prices thing. Now, I don't think we'll get this whole thing on there. Well, I'd be able to get one more tree. If I get 3, then I could just come back for the other 2. And I'll be happy. Not even going to sell for much. It really is just to get rid of them. And this is the cheapest way to do it, was just to buy a chainsaw. And get rid of it like that. Cost me $1,000. Oh, I'll have to rent the, whatever you call it. Totally blanking here. A stump grinder. I got to rent a stump grinder for this. How do you get chosen for the giveaway? Okay, so if you've never done a giveaway here, it's actually a game. And you basically just type something in chat and it enters you into the game, and then it's like a randomizer. But it's kind of framed like a game. So it's called Marbles, and it gives you a marble that you see on screen, and then it drops all of the marbles together, and whichever one gets to the end of the course first wins the giveaway. And if you already have the game, you can play marbles just for fun. Okay, well, I kind of had a feeling that's how that was gonna go. We gotta turn it around. We gotta turn it around. That's fine. When you type to enter, it'll be exclamation point and then play, but it won't be for a couple hours still, so you're good. But yeah, that's how you enter. It won't work yet, obviously. You'll see, don't worry. As long as you're here for it, there won't be, like, you won't get left behind. You'll be good. Okay, let's try this side. To be honest, I can leave it at that because that would be 2.5 trees. And if I can load 2.5, then I'm good. Okay. Just get the truck a little bit when I do that, but fine. Ancient truck. I paid like 10 grand for it. It's no problem. This is also rotating funny. There we go. Okay. I want that one too. If we could get it. I don't think pushing it into the other tree will be enough, but I go like this. Look out, look, there's a perfect spot for it right there. That'll be perfect, dude. What do you use the other stick for then? For machines that have like cranes and arms and stuff like that. A wheel loader only needs two. Two directions. One stick, two directions. Or a tractor, not a wheel loader, tractor loader. I just want, shoot. Ain't grab enough over, but we'll move it. We'll put it down. Okay, scoot, buddy. There we go. That should be good. Should be like center mass-ish. Good. And then just load the other two on top, hanging over the cab. I guess we probably could. I don't know if I can lift a full tree, though. I don't want to buy it anyway. I'm trying to do this as cheaply as possible. Oh, and I have to... No, we have to follow the rules of the road. So I couldn't have it hanging over the cab. I forgot about that for this safe. Perfect. Okay. How much time we got? Chat, it's time. It's time to switch over. All right. We're going to leave that there. We'll shut this down. I'll shut the truck down. Because if I don't leave these here like this, I will forget what we are...
I'll forget what we're working on. Subscribed with Prime.
Okay. I think that's good for now.